you're connected with support. How can I help you?
You're picking up the phone pretending that you want to help people, but you really want to rob them.
I want you to understand, legally and federally, I know what type of a time waster you are.
Do you want people to empty their bank account?
Why would you waste my precious time?
We call scammers. And man, they say the dumbest stuff.
Go ahead, please.
Hey, do not call this number again, okay?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Take.
Morning, each and everyone, and the CJ Scams.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. How are you today?
Am I audible to you?
Yes. Am I audible to you?
Yeah.
Are you audible to chat? Let's. We have to wait 30
There's a lot of
seconds and
people
see.
here.
Yeah. Hey, y'all.
Somebody
thank you
will
guys. Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us. Can everyone hear us today? We always like to do a audio check because we've had amazing conversation that nobody heard in the past. I don't know how amazing it was, but we have had conversation. Okay, everyone can hear us. Great. So how are you, Take?
Doing good. Called some scumbags yesterday, and it was the worst day for phones over there. I know you were streaming on Twitch. I don't know if we called some of the same centers, but it was so tough to get content without driving people crazy. And if we play my video, you'll hear how bad their phones are. It was just so bad. Yeah, it was a very bad phone day for scammers. I don't know if there's bad weather over there or what's going on where I was calling, but it was bad.
Oh, wow. Like, just, you mean because they were just, like, crazy busy, so it was, like, noisy and stuff like that?
Well, that happened in the PayPal scam call centers. I was yelling at them saying, hey, listen, guys, I'm trying to make a video. Nobody's going to hear anything I'm saying or you're saying. I don't know how they could scam people. It was so loud, and there was people yelling, and it was just a nightmare. But what I'm talking about is their phones were staticky and crackly. And like you'll hear it. I'm trying to ask for Santa Claus and weird stuff, and you couldn't even hear what the scammers were replying.
Thanks so much, Kentucky. Great to see you. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Oh, here, Kentucky, you said?
Yeah, Kentucky.
Oh, Kentucky, my friend from down under. Well, half down under.
Down under.
Yeah, good. Always good to see him.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. It sounds like at least you got some, yeah, it's not like you had any trouble with numbers or anything.
Yeah, they were so stupid. I just used one phone, actually, pretty much. They couldn't block me. They kept yelling at me.
Oh, my God.
And those are my favorite kinds.
Morning, Biology. Well, I had a different kind of stream yesterday because it started off with, I was finishing a bait from Tuesday night, so I had already talked to them. They were sending me to the bank, and then I had Alex come on, play the whole, play him a scammer, so had, a scammer versus fake scammer, because Alex isn't a scammer, but,
Yeah, I love those types.
Yeah. Thank you so much, David. Really appreciate it. And,
thanks, David.
And, of course, Scammer Payback came by right when they're fighting.
Right.
So they were fighting, and then after that, I finally got up and running where I could listen in live on the scam calls and try to save victims. Tuesday night was the first time it worked for me here alone. Thank you so much, Balaji. That's so kind of you. Thank you for the rupees. Really appreciate that.
Thanks so much, Balaji.
Yeah. So, Tuesday night, I finally got it up and running, and I actually saved one victim that was,
oh, nice.
on her way to get gift cards or something, and, I saved her, and then yesterday, there was just one person, that had downloaded the app, and I had him uninstall the app. Thank you so much, Crypt. He gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Crypt Keeper. That's so kind of you.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, we really, really appreciate that.
Morning, B. Hello, 67. Hello.
Hello,
What's up,
hello. Yeah,
Lisa?
hi to all
I can sit here all day. I haven't read the chat all morning, but yeah. So you have that system now where you can intercept victims and listen in, and that's so powerful. Sounds like you made a huge difference yesterday.
I'm not gonna lie, it was a amazing feeling. Like scam baiting is a great feeling. Like, you're doing good, but this is like a direct feeling. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so it was really fun. I'm going to be doing a lot. And our friend Floppy, if anyone hasn't seen her channel, she works with Jim Browning, and she's the one that, like, puts in the chipmunk voices and stuff in his video. Like, she intercepts the call, and then she makes the scammer to the victim sound like a chipmunk.
Yeah, I know. I love that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
She was at the stream yesterday, like doing that here and there, adding the chipmunk voice. Thank you so much, Rachel. Appreciate that.
Thanks, Rachel.
Yeah, adding that chipmunk voice, and so she'll be joining my streams, like she'll be at my streams more regularly. Thank you so much, BB. Wow, y'all are being thank you guys so much this morning. Y'all are so generous. It's a generous Thursday.
People want to hear Dayo. They're all here to hear Dayo.
Yeah. I thought it was like Thirsty Thursday and we were supposed to get drunk, but no, it's like generous Thursday.
What's up, Jim? What's up, JC? What's up, Takeout?
So, so she'll be like hanging out a lot at the streams because she's the one that's giving me the info that I need to listen to the calls. And I'll be listening to that, doing that regularly. Like, congrats, Takeout. That's awesome.
Takeout.
Yeah. I'll still be kind of baiting, but I'll also be spending a lot of my time doing this because the baits are a lot of times geared toward the email blasts, and this is helping with the robo blasts, which are hard to do unless a baiter gets one of those calls.
Right. Right.
So it's a different aspect. So I had a lot of fun. So I hope everyone else enjoyed it, but it was it's definitely helpful, I think. So.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
Yeah, so that was my day yesterday.
DK, my friends from down under.
Yeah, but it's a lot of work because there's a lot of people that I have to call because I try to call people that were engaged at all with scammers, but the scam didn't happen for some reason. Like the scammer hangs up on them because they can't figure out how to download the software or something. I'm trying to call those people to educate them because they're vulnerable to being scammed in the future. So I ended up calling like probably 50, 60 people yesterday and educated them on scams.
And so you can hear what's going on inside the call center?
Yeah. If the stream goes long enough, I'll try to do a sample for y'all before we end just so you can hear it. There's a way to like barge in on the calls, but I haven't figured that out yet. And also, the preference isn't to do that because then it'll tip them off and then they'll just shut down and restart in a different way and then we won't have it anymore,
Right.
But
I'm thinking if I call like 100 times to all these different call centers, like, when I'm on my game and I'm calling 5 hours a day, we'll definitely cross paths one time.
That would be awesome.
Me saying, did I just hear you talk about, budgie smugglers and, you're looking for your midget lover?
Well, I thought that I heard you for a second yesterday, but I had just flipped over to that line, and I only caught the last part, and the last part was like, fuck you, and then they hung up, and it kind of sounded like your voice, but it was so quick I couldn't tell. So, but I had texted you and it wasn't you.
So, but you can hear like how successful or unsuccessful they are, and all the people that are calling to yell at them. When you can hear everything, right?
They're very unsuccessful.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I mean,
Yeah,
they're
we gotta
really.
hear that. You gotta show us.
I really think that's why
'Cause I can't always wake up in time to see your Twitch.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll show you if we got one. If any of the call centers are running, like right now, it's probably too early. But while we, cause Dayo, we did pre-record the conversation because he has children and stuff he has to take care of in the morning. Good morning, Perfume Addict.
Perfume Addict. How are you? It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Yep, it is good to see her. So, Will.
Dayo's down to 4 kids now, he said.
Yeah, he lost 8 of them, I think.
Yeah. What's up, Flying?
But cause he's has the children and everything, we pre-recorded. So during that, I'll try to get it up and running. So when we come back, y'all, I can test it out for y'all, so you can hear what it's like. So it's definitely a lot of fun, and again, it's just a byproduct of the People's Call Center because Jim Browning set it up for us. And when I told, and we did it there, and when I told him how much I loved it, like how the passion that I had for it, then him and Floppy have been teaching me how to do it myself at home. So, or they've been,
that's so cool.
Which, let me just be fair, Floppy does the hard work. She's just helping, allowing me to do the other part. So, I'm not doing the hard stuff. She does the hard stuff, but they're allowing me to sit and listen, teaching me how I can sit and listen. So, it's been super amazing. So, yeah, this is my new career, I guess.
I mean, just let it play all day. It's better than anything that's on Netflix.
Yeah, exactly.
Call center. You get to listen to people raging at scumbags all day. You get to save victims. I mean, it could be a new addiction.
It is definitely a new addiction. I just, I wish there was a company though that would pay you to do it, and then it would be perfect because, you know, but that's fine. I don't mind living in like a homeless shelter if I can listen to the victims. So.
Everybody suffers now and then.
Yep. It was a lot of fun. What do you think, DA? Or do you?
So what up, DA?
The only problem with listening to the victims is it doesn't give as many openings for DA jokes.
Yeah, well, that's sometimes you have to hold back, and like you said, you don't want to have them shut it down and restart. So,
although a lot of the people,
we'll have to sit on those jokes, I guess, during that time.
A lot of the people though that are on the phone with the scammers, like a lot of the people know it's a scam, and they have their own funny stuff they're saying.
That's what I would love to hear. I would love to hear that stuff.
Yeah. So I'll try to get it up and running while sure, Led, why not? I'll try to get it up and running while we're listening to Dayo's awesome interview. And then when we come back, I'll give y'all a sample. But we won't do it on the morning show because I like to hear Take talk to scammers. But we'll do it today just because it's new so y'all can hear what it's like.
Yeah, it's perfect. I mean, we don't usually get that many numbers before, 11 o'clock anyway. And I think we both have to leave, like, a little after 10. At least I do. So I'm okay sitting back to hear that.
Yeah. And by the way, everyone, this is I wanted to have some amazing presentation about season 1 ready, but I just didn't have time because I've been so busy with trying to get this victim thing up and running. But today's the end of season 1, 74 episodes. I don't know if we should make every season 74 episodes though. It's pretty long, but I guess it's like goodness. I guess it's like 9 months. I mean, I guess that's like a regular season for a TV show, right? If you think about like during the school times or something.
And I mean, TV shows sometimes have like 12, 15 shows a season.
Yeah.
I mean, we did 74.
Yep, 74. So it's our 74th episode with Dayo and the end of season 1, and we'll be taking a 2-week break where we will be I'm only taking 1 week vacation. I'll be back to work on September 5th. But we will be back, a cliffhanger. The cliffhanger is, we should have gotten Pierogi to say like half of a sentence for a cliffhanger, and then then he finished the sentence on the season 2 premiere. We should have done that, but I didn't think about it till just now.
I mean, you can stop it and call them and start over.
Yeah, and ask him to say like, hey, say like an amazing sentence, but stop halfway through.
Yeah. Or we could have had Dayo say, go ahead.
Yeah.
And then we come back and have Pierogi say, please.
Yeah. But, oh, that's a good idea, David. I think actually you suggested that the 100th episode is Jim Browning.
Well, listen, we didn't expect to be that close with those those big shots when we were starting off 74 episodes ago. It was me, you, I think Raz, Lisa, Mary, Betty, just a couple people, friends hanging out in chat, and here we are with making it possible. And Jim Browning will definitely be on, right?
I'm sure. I haven't bothered him about it yet, but I feel confident I can social engineer him into it.
Yeah, no pressure, but yeah, work on that.
I'll be like, remember when I took you to Dairy Queen? I'm just kidding. Well, we have a lot of amazing guests for season 2. I don't even want to reveal them all. But we have a lot of amazing guests. Of course, I'm sure we'll have Carl on. I think we might be having Nippon early in the season. I don't even know who else, but it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get on, send us the email now. We'll try to book you and get you on before December.
Yep.
No. We'll always make room.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. A lot of good things happening in a 2-week vacation. Even though we do it 2 days a week and it's not like a 9 to 5, we're constantly trying to get content and come up with things. So 2 days a week really takes a toll when you're doing other things. So a 2-week break will be nice.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do a 2-week break, and I'll be back streaming on September 5th, and we'll be back with the Morning Scam Show on the 13th for Season 2, Episode 1 with Pierogi. Pierogi will be on then. So we can talk to him more about, thank you, David. We could talk to him more about the People's Call Center and what he's working on and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think it would be cool, too, since he's been on several times, if we do open up the lines for, questions. If people want to call in and ask him a question, maybe we can do that. We'll ask him if he wants to do that, but that might be fun.
Yeah, if he's cool with that, that's better. I mean, because it's hard to watch the chat, and when he shows up, there's so many people in chat, and you lose questions. And I know there's a lot of people that want to ask him specific things, and so I'm sure he'll be cool with that, but we would check with him first. If he's cool with that, though, I'm all for that. I think that's great.
Yeah, so maybe, I don't do that a lot with guests because we don't have much time to talk to them. And definitely next season we'll ask Dayo to do a question and answer too as well. The problem with Dayo is we usually pre-record because he's busy in the mornings, but maybe we can talk him into it, or we could do a special Saturday episode or something with Dayo for questions.
Yeah, I mean, Dayo's on the same time zone as we are, but like you said, he's so busy.
Yeah.
We're always up late talking with him. I mean, I'm still my sleep pattern is not great as it is, but that night we talked way into the morning.
Yeah.
You know, what I mean, it was getting close to 3 in the morning.
I know.
So, you know, then you sleep for a couple hours, and I'm still not right after Dayo. Dayo, you did this to me.
I think that was more holy crap.
He's so nice to talk with us that late, but it's definitely hopefully he'll be live with us one day and he can take questions.
Yeah, for sure. That would be great if we could make that happen, but I don't know if we'll be able to, just because of his. I mean, unless we just ask him, like, please don't feed your children any breakfast and just ignore them. Oh my gosh.
Everybody suffers now and then.
Yep. So if we do that, you know, maybe that'll work out. All right. Well, we're gonna take a short, take break now. We're gonna take an early take break. Then we'll come back on with Chester if he can. Chester, are you available to come on for some news? I don't think we talked to you. Thanks, Simple Arts. Hi. Great to see you.
Yeah, Chester, hit us up if or say something in the chat if you can come on and you have a couple stories. You know, our conversation with Dayo goes, I think, over an hour, so you know, hopefully they're a little shorter stories, but you're always interesting. Whatever you have, we want to hear. And then I can only say I apologize. Normally, I'm apologizing for the bad language. There's not too many bad language words, but their phones suck, and you'll hear what I'm saying. So I do apologize for the scammer's crackliness.
Okay, so we're gonna, well, it's not your fault, we understand. So we're gonna take an early take break, and then we'll be back with the news with Chester Draws, and then we will have Dayo on. So hit it, Take.
Thanks for calling support. This is David. How can I help you?
Hey, buddy, I just got a text from you guys about something that's going on. I already paid that.
Okay. Did you place any order from Amazon?
I don't know what's going on. The other night, 2 gentlemen came to my house. They made me pay them. Their names Bert and Ernie, and I paid them the money. I thought we were settled up. I learned a valuable lesson. I'm never going to bet on college basketball again. Can we just look the other way and don't charge me anymore? Go ahead, please.
Okay, no worries, sir. So tell me one thing. What you get from our side, you get a text message or email?
I don't know what's going on. I mean, when Bert left, and let me tell you, these guys were not friendly. Bert and Ernie have to be some of the meanest sons of bitches I've ever met. They were pushing me around. They demanded I pay them money. I gave them the money, even though they originally I could get another month's time to pay. I didn't know that team was going to lose that bad. I thought they would at least cover the spread. Go ahead, please.
So I told you. So tell me one thing. A text message or email?
Definitely a text message. These guys don't stop. They've been sending me text messages, emails. They're calling me in the middle of the night. They're harassing me, and it's my fault because I made the bet. I really thought Kentucky was going to win that year. I didn't know these guys were going to find me. They tracked me down. Bert and Ernie, they don't give up, sir. Can we please just make this go away? I'll pay whatever I need to. I just don't want them to break my thumbs.
No worries. No worries, sir.
Thank you.
No worries, just scan call.
Yeah, I feel better now.
Read out the text. Yeah?
Yeah, is Vinny there? Can I speak to Vinny? I would rather speak to the boss, and I'll straighten this out with him. Because the last guy said that we were okay, and then Bert and Ernie show up in the middle of the night.
Just listen to me, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Could you read out the text? Yeah, could you read out the text for me? And tell me the order ID number.
Yeah, your phone's breaking up. I don't know. Can you talk a little clearer or maybe louder? It's hard to hear you.
Okay, just wait. Now I'm audible to you.
A little bit better. Yeah, it's still a little crackly, but that's okay. I can hear you. So this side, Bert comes over the other night, and then he opens the door, and he lets this side, Ernie, in my apartment, and I don't know what's going on. They're making themselves a home. They're making hot cocoa, and they're placing bets, and meanwhile, they have me held captive until I pay them the money. I can't have that. These guys just took over my apartment. Can you assure me that this won't happen anymore? What order ID number? I mean, I'm calling you for help. I really need you to tell Bert and Ernie I've already paid this debt. Where's Vinny? Let me speak to Vinny.
Just wait, sir.
Yeah, I'll wait, but I need to speak to Vinny.
Just wait.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm trusting you.
Okay, tell me your first and last name.
Yeah, Dean Michael Myers. You look me up. Kentucky versus Duke. Yep, I really thought Kentucky had a chance, but I learned a valuable lesson.
And this is your mobile phone number which are you using with Amazon?
Absolutely, I use that all day long.
Okay.
That's my real phone number. My name should show up right on the caller ID, Dean Michael Myers. I've been.
And tell me the amount that you have charged for this.
Oh my goodness. Well, with the VIG, it turned it out to be around, I don't know, $5,000. I mean, I come heavy, you know. I saved up a long time to place that bet. I really thought I was going to double my money, and then, you know, it happens that way. I didn't really think Duke would come and bring it that day, but now Bert and Ernie come looking for me, and with interest, I'm paying like up to $5,000 now. It's just too much.
Sir, I put your phone number on my system, and what can I see on my server? It's a Canon camera. Have you made this order?
Now they're ordering cameras, these guys. I mean, I just laid down $5,000 with these guys, 5 dimes, times 10 actually, and now you're talking about cameras and things like that. When will this go away, sir? I mean, I promise I won't bet anymore. Just please tell Vinny I'll do whatever you guys need done. You need me to wash the limos on Sundays, I'll wash your limos. I just don't have any more money, sir.
Just wait, sir.
Wait again?
No, don't tell me one thing. Did you share your Amazon ID password with anyone?
I don't know what those guys were doing the other night. Like I said, they took over my apartment. I was just waiting on the couch. I was shivering, and they were just doing things. They were making calls. They were placing bets. They were talking numbers. They were running games out of my apartment. And now and I thought when they left, I gave them everything I had, which was $5,000. And now I thought it would go away. Now you're telling me they're ordering cameras with my Amazon account?
It has more than 25 orders.
Jesus, Bert and Ernie, Bert and Ernie are hoarders. No, they're ordering up everything. They don't need that stuff.
Sir,
how much does Vinny pay those guys? Yeah, go ahead, please.
Sir, someone hacked your account and they have placed multiple orders on the behalf of you.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, Bert and Ernie were in my apartment for the whole night. The whole night.
Do you want to cancel it? Do you want to cancel that order?
I would love to cancel that order. I want to cancel everything, but I really need you to tell Vinny that I'm done, all right? I'm out. I will not bet again. There's no possible way you're going to get me to bet. I'm going to get some help. Gamblers Anonymous. That's crazy, you know? And then
cancel that order, just turn call, okay?
I definitely want to cancel it, and I don't know what Bert. You go ahead, please.
Just turn the call.
Oh, I'm getting another call. I think this is Vinny. Hold on a second.
Thank you for calling Amazon. You're speaking to CB. How can I help you?
Hey, I don't know what happened there. This side, Vinny, I was speaking with somebody, but I really need to speak to the boss. It's about some camera that was charged to my Amazon account. Go ahead, please.
Sure. Could you please provide me a few more details, sir, so I can understand what the issue like?
Oh, sure.
There will be an order ID.
Yep. The problem was I bet on the basketball game, and I really thought that Kentucky had a chance, but they lost. Duke destroyed them. Next thing you know, Bert and Ernie show up at my house demanding the money. And now I'm getting evil text messages, and that guy I was speaking with before we got disconnected said that they used my Amazon account to purchase a camera or something. What's going on over there? I paid up, sir. I'm all paid up. I'm out of the life now. Why do you guys keep bothering me? Go ahead, please.
Sir, I totally understand, sir, but I need to first look into the situation. What is the order ID place, or I can check the details on the same.
I need to speak with this side, Vinny. He knows everything. I really need a pass at this. I made a mistake. I learned a valuable lesson. I'm never going to bet on college basketball again. I'm going to get help. I'm not going to be some degenerate gambler. You won't even hear about me anymore. I paid the $5,000, sir. I just want to be left alone. Go ahead, please.
Sir, this is not regarding your betting that you have made, or you have paid for 5,000 grand for your betting.
I lost. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I really thought they would win.
Sir, I totally understand your emotions, sir, but this is not regarding your losses.
Oh, what's it regarding?
That's been done, so you need to give me the details.
You're breaking up. Your phone is very broken, sir. Like your life. Go ahead, please.
Sir, why are you calling us?
I thought I was supposed to, like, talk to Vinny because I don't want there to be any more problems, sir. I paid up. You know how long it took me to save $5,000? I don't make a fortune doing what I do. You know what I mean? I'm just a regular guy. I work for a living. I don't hurt anybody. I don't sit there on the phone and pretend to be big companies and swindle old ladies out of their money like a fucking coward would do. I don't pretend to work at Amazon like you're doing. I work for a living. Let me speak to Vinny. This side, Vinny. Go ahead, please.
I totally understand.
Okay. Yeah, can you help me? Straighten it out. Put Vinny on the phone. I think he's Don Vinny, his name is. This side, Don Vinny.
So your name is Don Vinny, right?
For Vinny, yes, absolutely. I don't know who Bert and Ernie are. They're very mean people. They showed up. I paid them the money. They left late last night. I'm a wreck right now. And then I got a text message from you guys saying that they ordered a camera.
Company.
What?
If you can understand, this is not the betting company. This is Amazon where you have called.
I can't understand anything because it sounds like we have two cups and we have one in the middle for call waiting and it's connected by a string. What's wrong with your phone? Vinny's not paying you a lot.
Sir, can I give you?
What?
Can I give you a call back?
Yes, please call me back. And try to work this out with Vinny. Let him know Dean Michael Myers called, and I'm ready to settle again if we have to. I just want to be left alone. I don't want to end up in a trunk somewhere. Bert and Ernie are evil, sir.
Yes, sir. May I have your name, sir? I'll be arranging a call back.
All right, Dean Michael Myers. You got my phone number, right?
Is it the same number that you're calling me from?
That's the only phone I have. Yep, my name's... Yeah, please call me back and try to straighten it out with Vinny. Put the good word in for me, okay? I'll do whatever I have to do.
Sure.
Yep, I don't want to interrupt his lunch, but, you know, he's got to know that I'm legit now. I don't place bets anymore. I paid $5,000 to Bert and Ernie the other night. We should be settled up. Don't you say goodbye?
For calling in PayPal, my name is Anna. How can I help you?
Anna, how are you?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, who's this?
Why are you calling again and again?
Why are you scamming me again and again? That's the better question. Did you not expect me to call you? Do you know who I am?
Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch.
Yeah,
Fuck
Toothia.
you. Eat shit.
Anything else?
What is that? What does that mean, bitch?
What does anything else mean? That means, are you done talking, or are you going to say more?
You are a fucking douchebag. Fuck you.
No, let's talk about that for a minute. Why? That's the end of that conversation. Doesn't anyone say goodbye anymore? Rude.
Thank you for reaching Amazon. You're speaking with Sue. How may I help you?
Sue, listen, I called before. I'm the one who bet $5,000, and I thought Kentucky was going to beat Duke, and then they came to my apartment, Bert and Ernie, but I settled that score. And now what happened is I just got a phone call from Oscar.
I am...
What? Go ahead, please. Sue?
Sir, you're rushing, sir. And I really cannot understand what exactly you're trying to say.
Oh, let me slow it down. I'm sorry.
A little bit slower so
Yeah,
that I can understand you.
Let me talk slower, okay? I'm just checking my calendar right now. I'm not going to bet any more basketball games, but I can definitely have you pregnant by March. Go ahead, please. You understand me? Sue?
You will have AIDS, okay?
Hey, you stupid bitch. You're scamming people. You're evil. Get a job. How long have you been doing this? Something I said?
Thank you for calling Amazon. You're speaking to CB. How can I help you today?
Hey, buddy, we spoke before. Now Cal Chocula's calling me looking for money. What's going on with you people? First Bert and Ernie, then this side Vinny, then you, now Cal Chocula.
Sir.
Madam, go ahead, please.
So you're calling us again and again?
Absolutely. That's what I do. That's all I do.
Can you understand me one thing?
You're scamming people again and again, so I call you again and again.
So you're calling us again?
Absolutely, Gandu. We're going to be good friends by the end of the day. I'm sorry? You're my concern. The fact that you're scamming people, that you're pretending to work at Amazon, that's my concern, Gandu. Go ahead, please.
No, I'm listening to you, sir. Could you please tell me that?
I was telling you my concern. You asked my concern. Now you're talking again. Settle, pedal. Let me finish. You're scamming people. Don't you ever feel bad? Do you ever feel stupid that you would say that you work at Amazon? Some of you has to feel stupid, right? Like a part of you doesn't want to do this anymore, right?
Sir, why do you feel that we're doing this?
Oh, stop it. You sound ridiculous. You're embarrassing yourself, Chuthia. Tamara asinam kya hai? Who am I speaking with?
speaking with, sir? Can you please tell me?
मेरा नाम राज पटेल है और आप तुम्हारा असली नाम क्या है?
Why do I believe that I'll see your videos, man?
I don't care what you believe. You know what you're doing. I'm just calling you to tell you to stop. You're going to hear from me all day. I got 100 phones. You're not going to know what's a victim and what's Raj Patel.
I know that.
Okay. Why don't you get a job and stop hurting people?
I know that.
Okay, you know that. You know that. So stop it.
Okay.
Stop hurting people. You feel good every time you take a dying lady's last dollar?
Thank you for calling Amazon. You're speaking to CB. How can I help you today?
Hey, buddy, I had a text message from you guys, and I was telling somebody before we got disconnected, I paid up already. Bert and Ernie left my apartment late last night.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, please. Sir? Come on. Hello?
So you had just called us right now.
Yes, I just called you right now. Exactly. We agree on
You
that.
just called us right now.
Absolutely.
Come on.
I just called you right now.
Your name is...
Dean Michael Myers. Write it down.
Did you... What's your name, sir? What's your name?
Dean Michael Myers, and I'm the one who bet on...
So you're calling us again and again from different numbers, if you can understand what is the situation.
I got a couple different phones. We got disconnected, and the other one wasn't picking up my call. We need to settle this. I'm not going to end up in the back of a trunk. Broken legs, broken thumb. I'm sorry? Go ahead, please. Hello, I can barely hear you. You there?
Yeah. Hi, sir. How may I help you?
Yeah, we got to get this straightened out. We got disconnected a few times, and now you sound clear. Thank you. I really want to settle this. I do not want to end up in the back of a trunk. I don't want to sleep with the fishes. Bert and Ernie are looking for me, sir. I paid the money. Now you text me about an iPhone, and the other guy was talking about a camera. He said there was 25 hackers on my account. I really need the help here. It's just been a crazy week. Go ahead, please.
Did you receive an text message before that, though?
Yeah, and your phone is extra staticky again. Can we go back to the other phone? You sound a lot clearer. I can barely hear you. Something about a text message. I got text messages from you guys. Everything. Hate mail. Text messages. Comments. Everything. Everybody's out to hate me. All I did was I bet on the basketball game. I really thought Kentucky had a chance, and Duke destroyed them. And now I paid. I paid the boss. Why are you guys still looking for me?
Tell me, do you complain about it before to anybody else?
I don't know what's going on today. I mean, all of your phones are not great. I don't know who I spoke to, but it was very crackly, so we got disconnected. Just like we're about to right now. You're going to hang up on me. I know it. Go ahead, please. Hello?
I'm asking, did you complain about it before as well to anybody?
I heard the word complain, and I did complain. I talked to somebody there, and I was put on hold. I want to speak to the boss, sir. I know he doesn't see people on a regular basis, and he just sends you guys out to do his dirty work, but I really want to speak to the boss. Where is he? Don This Side Vinny, I think his name is. Go ahead, please. Are you speaking your mind? It's silent now. All right, I'll call you back to what I do. That's all I do. Vermilinge.
You are connected with support. How can I help you?
You're picking up the phone pretending that you want to help people, but you really want to rob them.
I want you to understand, legally and federally, I know what type of time waster you are.
Do you want people to empty their bank account?
Why would you waste my precious time?
We call scammers. And man, they say the dumbest stuff.
Go ahead, please.
Hey, do not call this number again, okay?
Hello, and we are back with Agent Reporter, Chester Draws.
Yes. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a bit noisy here, so I'm still down in sunny Portsmouth. Just giving you a weather report. The thunderstorms have cleared away along with the rain, and we're just getting the sun coming out again. Anyway, that's out of the way. How are you, CJ? And how are you, Take?
Wonderful.
It's,
How about
the
you?
weather's good there. Maybe I'll head over your way today.
Yeah. It's brightening up, and we're looking for. This is a public holiday weekend. We're looking for a. We're looking for a good weekend. Highs of about 23, 24 degrees Celsius. So quite pleasant.
Oh, cool. That sounds awesome.
If left now, I'll be there for tea time.
Absolutely.
I guess no matter what hour I show up in your lovely place, it's always tea time, right?
Absolutely. Of course it is. You know, there's nothing like tea and tiffin.
That's right. So you have some good stories for us. Not that we want to rush, but we just want to be very brief. A little short because we have, the man Dayo's here, and we don't want to cut into that.
Yeah, absolutely, no problem at all. I'll start off. A postman, for a bit of a coincidence, two people who live next door to each other have some rather rude surnames, which he thought amusing, and he mentioned this because, of course, over here in the UK, you don't speak to your neighbours, you don't make eye contact or anything like that. But he mentioned these two people. One was called a Miss Dick, and who lives next door to a Mr. Cumming.
Oh, perfect. That's definitely destiny that they should get married.
Exactly. You can't write that stuff. You can't make that up, huh?
Yep. So that's that. This is a very, very quick story for you. And it's
what she said.
On Wednesday, more than 150 people donned dinosaur costumes at a Washington racetrack and run just over a mile race to find the fastest T-Rex in America.
Wow.
What an important event that is.
It is.
Yeah.
So it set a new record for the event, but unfortunately not the Guinness Book of World Records. I think they must have been busy, but they're hoping next year to get them down to record and document it. But you had 150 people dressed in dinosaur or T-Rex costumes on a Washington horse race track, doing their bit for American sort of.
Which Washington was this? Washington D.C. or Washington State?
Washington State. It's Auburn. It just says Auburn.
The funny part of this story is that they did it to break a record, so that means people have done this before.
Started in 2019.
Oof! I hope this tradition continues. It's very important. And they say that we don't do the things that matter in our country.
Yep, but as I say, Guinness Book of World Records weren't there, so they weren't able to make it.
Oh. Well, please keep us updated. So we plan on doing this show for at least another 5 years. I don't know. CJ's got the paperwork. I don't know what the contract is that we signed, but I'm sure that there'll be more of these events in the next 5 years at least. So please keep us updated.
Yes,
will do.
Please.
Yesterday was National Cuban Sandwich Day.
Absolutely.
Yep.
You know that?
CJ, did you know that?
I did it, but dang, I missed out. I could have had a Cuban sandwich, although it doesn't sound like something I would like. But
yeah, it started off in 2016, but after doing some digging, I discovered that this was started by a Tampa Bay Times reporter who set out to conduct a hoax. So he set up let's have a National Cuban Sandwich Day, thinking it was going to be a bit of a prank, but it turned out to be quite successful. So in that vein, I've decided, as Chester Jaw's special roving reporter, that I'm going to have a National Cucumber Sandwich Day.
oh, I'm surprised there's not already one of those.
You're right.
Yep. you heard it here first on WSCAM Radio, the Morning Scam Show. Cucumber Sandwich Day, National Cucumber Sandwich Day. And don't forget to cut off the crusts.
I think you're onto something. I mean, there could be a National Sandwich Day there's plenty of sandwiches out there. Why can't we have National Bologna and Cheese Day?
There's plenty of people who you could describe as a sandwich short of a picnic as well.
And what you have going for you is everything starts in your country.
Yes.
You guys started everything.
Yep, and we end up leaving, and you have great parties as a consequence.
Morning,
we talked about this before. England is responsible for a lot of our holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised there's not already one of those.
Very quick news. I've got lots more stories, but dad is much more important. Can I end up with some dad jokes?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Love your jokes. Some of us do. A few of us. Like one.
Yeah.
That's more important. There's still one. Did you hear about the guy who invented lifesavers?
He was a lifesaver.
No, they say he made a mint.
But ching.
Did you hear about the circus fire?
It burned the clown.
Apparently, it was so bad it was intense.
But
I see what you did there.
What do you call a boomerang that never comes back?
A frisbee. A frisbee.
A stick.
But ching. Is that it?
Why did the can crusher quit his job?
Because it was too crushing.
No, because it was soda pressing.
But ching.
These are fascinating.
What's the best way to watch a fly fishing tournament?
There is a best way?
I would say by not watching it.
Pecan will be able to tell you all about it personally. But the best way to watch a fly fishing tournament is via live stream.
But
he was live streaming last night when he was fishing.
Yes, exactly. Yes, I'd rather watch paint dry, but there you go. And lastly, a gentleman went into a clothing store to pick up some camouflage trousers, but he couldn't find any.
I like that one.
I missed it.
Anyway,
Say it again.
I'm conscious that Dayo is hanging around, and you've got to pay international phone calls as he's a Canadian.
That's
we
true.
use TextNow.
Yeah, he has TextNow out of Canada, so.
I think, if there was anything that Dayo would say, okay, get to me whenever you get to me, it would definitely be for more jokes. So if you have about another hour of those, I'm sure CJ's fine. I'm sure the chat will stay and hang out. Any chance you have one more?
Why can't dinosaurs play basketball?
Because their arms are too short.
Because they're dead.
But ching, and their arms are too short. The same reason they can't masturbate.
Oh my heavens. Poor things.
That wasn't a sad joke.
That was an adult joke here on the Morning Scam Show.
How do you make a tissue dance?
You blow it.
CJ just alluded to that a second ago.
I know.
Go ahead. Keeping it dirty here on the Morning Scam Show.
Put a little boogie in it.
I'm sorry?
Put a little boogie in it.
Gross.
All right, Chester drawers, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you, Chester.
One last one. You like this one? Probably not. What do you call a bear without any teeth?
A toothless bear.
No, a gummy bear.
Oh.
But ching.
I got more.
Okay, one more.
Maybe we should save some for season 2.
Yeah. Hit one. Best one last.
Good rest, CJ and Take. Although I know that you are going to be both doing your individual stuff, and I really, really look forward to listening to it. And more importantly, come back in September for season 2.
Yeah.
Absolutely. September is my favorite month. September and October are my favorite months of the year.
Yeah, they are nice.
We have a lot of big things planned, and it'll be good. A good 2 weeks. We're getting dirty in Jersey. Or I don't know what CJ's doing, but I know that's where I'll be. So I have a couple of your phone numbers. Please put me on speed dial and just check in with me. And if you don't hear from me in a day, it means I need bail money. And you can check the Atlantic City Police Department.
Yep. And when you go to the casinos there, you be careful. And I'll put a good word in with Vinny for you.
Yeah, this side, Vinny, please. Yep.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Chester.
Everyone, each and everyone, take care. This is...
anything that you want to plug? Do you have a premiere today or coming up?
No, because I've been doing my... Close your ears, CJ. Because I've been moonlighting and doing another job, apart from special roving reporter, all I have is my laptop. And that's about it. And my voice.
That's all you need, sir.
I gave you a $50 Dunkin'
It's always
Donuts.
nice to have the sound effects. Ka-ching.
Yeah, I gave.
Does a good job. Just ad-libbing it.
I gave you a $50 Dunkin' Donuts card. What else you want?
Look after each other in the intervening holidays. Take care. Missing you all, and see you in September.
All right, bro.
All right, bye.
Cheers, mate.
Bye, bye.
Tea time.
And tiffin.
Yeah, what I was trying to say is I gave him a $50 Dunkin' Donuts card. I don't get why he has to work at another job. I mean, come on. That was very generous of me.
I mean, I could survive on that. And I think my order is like $4.33 every time. How many times is that? I mean, I'm no mathematician, but that's like I can eat like 100 times.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think it's time for the man of the hour, Dayo. You don't realize how many times people sang that at the People's Call Center. Like every time we turned around, and then we went out to dinner, and they were playing. They were playing on this huge screen a concert from Queen, and they were like, I don't know if they were singing Deyo, but it sure sounded like it because they were like Deyo. He was singing Queen. The Queen was, and we were all singing. It was pretty funny. He got it sang to him a lot. But that's his fault. He picked that name. Unless he was born with that name. We don't know. Alright, time for some Dayo. Everyone, this is our pre-recorded interview with Dayo. And then after Dayo, we will be trying to listen to some live scam calls in progress. So make sure you stick around.
I will be. Repeat offender on our morning stream, and we want to thank you. Obviously, this is a huge deal for CJ and myself, and you know, we're ending our season 1, 74 shows.
Raisins.
Yeah,
it's just amazing that we can end with such a big name in the scambaiting world, and I think that a lot of people, most people, if not all people, know who Dayo is if they follow Scambaiting, and you know they like to tune in for awareness and entertainment and watch how great you are. I think everyone loves you. I've never heard anyone say a bad word about you. And I just want you to take a couple minutes and really talk about your channel and who you are, in case somebody that is not familiar with you tunes in and says, okay, I want to check him out. What would make them want to see you think?
Yeah, for sure. Well, first again, thank you so much for having me on as a repeat offender. You know, you do the crime, you do the time, I guess. That's what they say.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you guys having me on again. And so basically I got started scambaiting about a little over 4 years ago. And you know, before that, the first time I had really encountered someone that I knew getting scammed was when I guess they were being catfished, and I just saw the emotional and like what do you call it? There's like an emotional aspect to it that the person couldn't believe that person wasn't a real person, and so it really angered me that someone would do that to someone. And then one time there's this app, it's called Stingray, where you can listen to various different radio stations throughout Canada. And so I was listening to this one particular radio station, and they said they had just talked to the CRA scammers, and they posted the number. So I was like, oh, I'm going to call them. So I called, and the scammer cussed me out. And then I called the radio station back because they said, call us back, let us know how it goes. So I told them what happened. And then they asked me, could we call you tomorrow and have you call these guys and see if we could record it? And I said, sure. And that is actually the very first video that's on my channel.
That's awesome.
So that was, that's when I started going after the CRA scammers like crazy.
So did they ask the scammers permission if they could have his voice on the radio? Or her?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think his opinion matters in that scenario, right?
Well, I don't know. You said, I think you told me take that when Howard Stern or whatever pranks people, they have to get permission or something. I thought you told me that.
No, I don't remember if it was the Jerky Boys or Howard Stern when his two guys make all those funny phone calls. They'll beep out the name. I think you're allowed to call whoever you want and record it if you're in certain states, if I'm not mistaken. And New York's a one-party state, I guess they say. So when they're calling, I think they're fine. But if they can get in trouble, I think, if they have the business that they're calling, maybe. So they beep it out. And I don't even know if that's why they beep it out or if that's true. But yeah, I don't think they always need their permission.
Oh,
but if I said that, it could have been just I might have been high that day.
Oh my gosh.
So, I mean, let's start off. Both of you guys had an epic week, hanging out with the great Jim Browning and Pierogi, Call Rock, Trilogy, Pleasant Green. I mean, what was that week like? I mean, everybody watched the videos. All of you guys did a great job on the videos, and we had a great watch party on Sunday. I think it was Sunday, right, CJ? Was it Sunday or
Saturday?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I was so blown away. It was just one after the other, and it was just so entertaining, and it was heartfelt. It was emotional. It was a great roller coaster. I mean, but what was it like being there and being in the same room with each other and Jim Browning and Pierogi? Repeat offender.
Garage. So I accidentally saw his name, and then I heard, you know what I mean? Like, all this stuff is just being there because we're together. So, he can invite the entire planet. You know what I mean? Plus the resources. So, I think people are being way too hard on him in that aspect. I'm trying not to, I'm trying to stay out of it because I know he can fight his own battles, but I think they're being way too hard and unreasonable because it was a tremendous amount of resources for the ones that he had there, and there was a lot of privacy issues. There was other people there that we don't even mention, that weren't on camera, that we can't mention. And then, of course, Jim deals with these bosses and stuff, so he doesn't want his face or anything leaked. And so Jim and everyone put a lot of trust in the people that was there. So there had to be some, precautions.
And I agree with CJ. I know he can fight his own battles. And it doesn't, I don't get frustrated anymore with that kind of stuff. Like, it used to frustrate me when people would say that kind of stuff to him. But he's a big boy. He can fight his own battles. But I think, when he invited me, I didn't need all the details. I think he just wanted a commitment first. Hey, I'm going to be doing this. Are you in? And then I was like, yeah, I'm in.
Right.
And then he provided the details, and I was like, okay, cool. I felt it was kind of like awkward to provide like a bunch of details when the person hasn't committed to going yet. Like he's
Right.
not going to tell you where it's located and all that kind of stuff yet when you haven't committed to going. Like I
Right.
wouldn't do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, in like for me, in my opinion, it was just kind of like he wanted to see, okay, who's willing to come, and based on the people who could commit to come, okay, he's going to provide those people with the information so that, boom, you know, like we know where to go and all that kind of stuff. Like I didn't even have like the like where we were going until like the day before.
Yeah, I did too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I knew the city. And I mean, everybody knows that I drove, but I drive up to 15 hours by myself all the time. So it was within 15 hours of where I live. So that's not very helpful for y'all to figure it out. But, so I decided that I was going to drive, and, literally when I got to the city, I was like, okay, I'm in the city. And then he gave me the address of the place. So that's how he did it with everyone. And I think that was the best way.
Yeah.
I agree. We
wanted to go to Nebraska, so I'm jealous of you guys.
yeah, you should have come to Nebraska.
I've been dying to go there, so maybe next year I'll go. And I'll get to go see that wonderful state.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was super amazing, and I've said it a million times. I'll say it again. Pierogi, Brandon, Cena, Gabby, the wives, they were all so hospitable and kind, and
amazing.
Yeah, that I can't thank them all enough. It's just such an amazing team he has.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
Yeah, I mean, and you mentioned it's like going to a concert and you can't describe it, and to me I would even take it a step further. And I know, like, we talk, okay, it's just regular people and happen to be on YouTube, but if you've been doing scambaiting nonstop and you've lived on YouTube pretty much for the last 4 years, or in CJ's case or my case for the last year pretty much nonstop, I mean, to meet a Jim Browning or Trilogy Media, a Pierogi, I mean, and for CJ to hang out with Dayo, I mean, that's like meeting rock stars, because really, like, I mean, most of us aren't watching any kind of music anymore, or everything's YouTube, everything's scammers. So I mean, to me, it has to be an electric experience when like a Jim Browning walks in. It has to be, or flying to Nebraska, or however you got there, to say, okay, I'm going to hang out with Pierogi. Pierogi invited me. I mean, it has to be just a major feeling of electricness, I guess is the good word.
Yeah, I'd say there was, like, I felt a couple of things. Like, I felt one, I felt like humbled, I guess you could say, that I was being trusted to be there too.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Like, to be able to like interact with Jim, which he doesn't really do that kind of stuff like ever, right? To have Jim Browning come on my live stream. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. But to be able to have like the ability to like meet with Carl Rock and Pleasant Green and CJ, because CJ had never shown who she was, like never had a face reveal kind of thing, right? So for me, I was like, the fact that she was trusting enough with the people that were going there too. Like, do you understand what I mean? Like, I was humbled by that. I was humbled by the trust and the amount of trust that was put into each person that was there. And then, of course, like, these are people's channels that you watch and you're just kind of like, wow, man, these people are amazing. You know what I mean? And then you get to meet them in person and you're just kind of like not awestruck, like, but, yes, they're regular people, but you're kind of like, man, these people they're just amazing people. And then once you get to know them, it's like even better. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Yeah, it's even better.
There to help. Yeah, that's the kind of just from watching the week and all the videos, it seemed like it was such a great environment. A lot of love there, team effort, no egos.
I agree.
Helping victims, intercepting calls. And we talked a little bit about this offline, but I mean, that was one of the main things that I took away, was just watching it and watching how everybody there dealt with saving victims. And it's easier for somebody to yell at a victim. I've watched people intercept before, and their heart is in the right place, but their tone with the victim is not great. The victim is going through a very chaotic time. They're nervous. They're disoriented. They have a scammer on the line who's telling them that they work for a legit company or the government. They want the money. Then they have somebody calling them and saying, you're on the line with a scammer. They think you're the scammer, and they could easily yell at you. And all I heard from you guys was, I understand. I'm here to help. This is my channel. This is who I am. I understand. Everything was, I understand. It was just a very, very eye-opening experience, and I hope anybody who thinks about trying to save a victim in this scenario takes lessons and reads that textbook that you guys set for that week. I was just blown away by the patience and the love.
Yeah, I was as I was telling you before, like I'm really appreciative for all the things that I learned from CJ. Like I learned from everybody, but seeing as to how she's here and I can talk to her here, like I'm really grateful for the things that I saw her do and how hard she was working, and it made me want to work hard too. And listening to the way that she spoke to victims, the way that she would warn people, it made me go like, man, I got to be doing more of that, and it literally would be, it's like she started a fire and that fed into a bigger fire for everyone else, right? And so you want to match the person you're talking to. You kind of want to match their energy. Like you need to be calm when you're talking to a victim. You can't get frustrated with them. They're already in a mental state or an emotional state that is not necessarily the best. So if you push them even further, they may not even ever believe that you are there trying to help them, right? And so it reminds me of I can't remember there's a fable, but it's between like the sun and the wind, and they're both trying to get the person to take the jacket off, and the wind's like, oh, I can get them to take the jacket off, and he starts blowing the wind really hard on them, and all the person did was tighten the jacket up, right? And the sun was like, here, let me come out like nice and slowly warm and everything, and the person was like, oh, okay, now I'm getting warm, let me take my jacket off. Like, and then they open up, kind of thing, right? It's kind of like the same idea when you're talking to a victim. Is you wanna gain their trust, right? You're not gonna do that by like yelling at them and telling them like, ma'am, you're being scammed right now. Get off the phone. And the person's like, oh, what the heck? Like it's like,
well. I mean, and there's thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line. I mean, you have that in your hands. Their life savings, everything they've worked for in their life is in your hands. You yell at them, they're going to hang up and give that money to the scammer. They're going to think you're the scammer. So it's very crucial, and it's not even your money. I mean, a lot of people would just say, it's not my money anyway. But I mean, you guys have hearts, and you really take it as your personal responsibility to stop these thugs as much as you can from hurting an innocent person. It was beautiful to watch. It was just a great week, it looked like.
Yeah. And it was funny, Dayo, like, I really appreciate you saying that, but I literally felt the same about you. Like, being around you put your whole heart into it. Like, the experience, you tried to get the most you could out of the experience. You took it, like, everything you were doing, you were just putting your whole heart into it. It made me want to do that more too. So we feed off each other really good. It's too bad that you're so far away. Maybe I should immigrate to Canada.
Well, then you'd have a further commute to Nebraska when you go back to Pro.
I know.
Oh, sorry, Pro. You just dodged you again.
True.
But, like, what was it like there? Like the daily routine, was it the same every day as far as like you're getting there at like a certain hour, and then you check out at a certain hour? You have a lunch break together.
Maybe you go for a couple drinks, because I mean, obviously you're not working for a company, but it was kind of like a job for like a week, right? Like it was a serious thing. Like, I mean, did you have like a set schedule of when you were, I guess when your presence was needed there?
That's why I'm laughing.
Right? Kind of.
Kind of. I'm just kind of laughing because we totally love them. And I mean this with all love and respect, but we did kind of spend some of the morning waiting for Trilogy Media.
Oh yeah.
Come on, these guys know how to party, so
they did. They did party a little bit at night, so we waited a little bit in the morning for them.
We would show up, say like 9ish, I'd say, right? And then we'd kind of like discuss, like we had there's some meetings and stuff like that. We just kind of like discuss what was gonna happen that day, like what we were planning, what we were working on, as far as like with Jim, the things that he was trying to help us with, and that kind of thing. And the goals of what we wanted to accomplish that day. And as far as like a set lunch, I mean, they were really like, I commend like Pierogi and Brandon, Daniel, Cena, like everyone, like the wives.
Yeah, and Gabby.
Gabby, everyone that helped with put that whole thing together. Like they were so kind. We had breakfast when we showed up. They provide like lunch. I don't know what kind of friggin' drinks those were in the table that's like right as soon as you come in, like where all the interviews happen, CJ. That table has a fridge in it.
Oh, that table is the bomb. I want that
I would,
table.
Like, pop that fridge. They told me the first day I got there, they're like, oh yeah, that had a fridge in it and with drinks, and I was like, let me see what's in there. And I looked at it and I was like, oh, it was like fruit juice or something. I can't remember what it was, but all I know is that that's all the drinks that I would take. So I cleared that table out. And so, but yeah, so, and then eventually once everything was done, we'd go out for dinner, and, and that was really, really cool too. That's where like, you're getting to know people like on a whole other level. It was like, like sitting beside one of my favorite things that happened with Jim and CJ. I don't remember if you were there or not, but I know Carl was there. I think Pleasant Green was outside. I think just maybe the guys were outside for a bit. And there's these I don't know what kind of bug it was, but these ants were just like eating it up, like just going to town on this bug. And Jim Browning's like, he looks out and he sees the bug and he goes, "Oh, that's a big ass bug." Like with his accent. And just hearing him say like big ass bug, just not something you'd ever really expect to hear Jim Browning say. Right. So or going to eat somewhere, and he's having chicken and waffles, and I'm having chicken and waffles, and I ate all my waffles and left all my chicken. He ate all his chicken and left all his waffles.
I know.
Like we could have just shared the plate.
I know. That's definitely next year y'all will share. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I the only problem, I had one problem with Jim Browning. He really wanted to see a snake. And he kept
really?
Yeah, I don't know if you were there when he was talking about how much he's never seen a snake in the wild, and he wanted to see a snake and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, please stop wishing that, because then I'm scared I'll see a snake too. So, but I agree. It was pretty, dinners were amazing. Like, not only did we go to super awesome places, but just, hanging around. And there's two people I was just thinking today that I have not given enough credit to, that I really enjoyed their company, which is Sean and Connor. I really enjoyed hanging up with them too, which y'all have seen them in the Trilogy Media videos. Connor was the one that was like on the street recording with the camera in India, like when they were going door to door. And Sean is in the streams a lot. He's kind of got like dark curly hair. I enjoyed
beautiful hair.
Yeah,
beautiful hair.
Yep, I really enjoyed those two as well, their company. I feel like they haven't gotten enough credit, but they were fun to hang out with too.
Yeah.
So, shout out, y'all. I doubt they're watching because they're in California and this is going to be like 9 a.m., but still. They probably just went to bed. But hi, guys.
You never know.
So, But yeah, we could probably talk about this. I'm sure we'll be talking about this all year, but it was definitely amazing. So, but about your like, tell us what's going on right now. Like, I know you took a break for the summer with streaming. Are you about to get back into it, or do you know yet?
Yeah, so yeah, I took a lengthy vacation this summer. And just it was really interesting because I went to the People's Call Center. I left my vacation to go there and then went back to my vacation, which was a lot of fun. I probably wouldn't have done that if my vacation was only like a week or something like that. Like my wife probably wouldn't have been okay with it. But given the circumstances of how long we were there, I think she was okay with it. And so yeah, I took a break from streaming. I didn't have anything as far as like to be able to stream or to make calls. For some reason, my TextNow wouldn't allow me to log in, so even if I wanted to, I couldn't. And yeah, so then I got back and edited my version of, I guess, my video, and just with the kids going back to school in September, I'm definitely getting back into what do you call it, streaming. So Wednesdays and Fridays up until September. Then once September hits, it'll be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then once January hits, who knows when it'll be, just because of the scheduling that's going on in our lives. Like it's really hard to say with 4 kids and a spouse and all that kind of stuff. So
So September, you can catch them Tuesdays and Thursdays.
yeah, only 4 take. Like I know you thought I had like
11 since the
18.
last time.
Yeah, man.
Some
Like, I don't know where they went.
For you, life's getting easier.
Yeah, I think we left them on. I think we might have left them behind on the trip.
Yeah, there
They're in
you
Nebraska.
go.
So, going back to like what you've been up to, I mean, the last time we did talk, which was a couple months back, I think you were on early on. We were very excited. We're like, we got Dayo to talk to us. We got Dayo.
I know.
And that was when we first started. Pretty recently after we started, anyway. But I think my main question back then was, I mean, CJ and I used to tune into your show every Saturday, and ours is a little bit, based on other streams that were happening at the time, yours being one of them, although yours was great and ours is getting good. But you used to play newer baiters when they had under, so many subs, under 100,000, I think it was. And it helped a lot of people out, including myself, of course. I mean, I think I was on your channel one day when I had 70 subs. CJ won and she picked me and my video got played. It was such a big thing. Then it went away. And I was just wondering, I think I had asked you if you were going to bring that back, and you were working on something new, and I don't think we saw anything yet. Is that still a possibility that you'll come back with something? Or maybe it was your clickbait that we talked about?
Yeah. So I had the clickbait show was like the thing where I'd have like a couple of guests join me, and yeah, we do kind of like an interview style kind of thing. And that was, I don't remember how often I did that, but I stopped doing that as often in 2021. And then, yeah, the Saturday night streams I really enjoyed because those used to be like game nights or just kind of like random streams where I did graffiti on one of them. I think one of them I spent like dancing the whole freaking stream. I was sweating like bullets. I went up to the bed and my wife's like, "Oh, you're gross." And I was like, "Sorry." But yeah, then I did the whole pick your baiter thing with anyone who had under 100,000 subscribers, and when I first got involved in the scambaiting community, I got a lot of love from. I was really welcomed in by a lot of people like Joe Scambait, Luke's Doghouse, Little Peace, the Bashful Scambaiter, G-Man Scam Patrol, Nikki versus Scammers, Karen Bates Scammers. I mean, hopefully I'm not missing a whole lot of people. Skeleton Siski, IRS, IREX Scammers, Mistress. Like a lot of those people, they welcomed me in and taught me a lot with regards to scambaiting and stuff like that. And so when I did the pick your baiter thing, I was like, you know what? A lot of people don't know who a lot of other scambaiters are. And there are a lot of scam beaters that I think are phenomenal that don't necessarily have like massive followings. You know what I mean? Like Nano, like Scambait Nonsense, Dr. Fell. Like, you know, there's like a lot of really talented, you know, how to delete, like Sven, right? You know, like there's a lot of smaller channels that a lot of people aren't necessarily familiar with that have put out like really, really great content or are really good baiters. And so that's kind of one of the things that I wanted to showcase, because like I know once the pandemic hit, it like channels started popping up left, right, and center, right? It was like so many channels like popped up, right? Like so many, and I was like, it was kind of hard to keep up with like everyone. So when I did that, I was like, hey, you know, there's an audience here. People may not know who like a scam baiter is. So if you win, like pick a scam baiter and we'll go watch like a small clip of their video. Make sure you go, if you like their video, make sure you go subscribe to them. Go give them some love, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And so it was kind of like my way of trying to give back to for like how I was like, you know, welcomed into the community. Like I just felt like, you know, you pay it forward kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yep. I mean, that's kind of what we're doing in the morning. You know, we come across a lot of baiters that have 100 subs and their content is amazing and nobody knows them because of either the algorithm or for whatever reason. And we get to help them. You know, they come into our streams and we can get them 20, 30 subs, give them some recognition. So, and it feels good. It feels great to help people out.
Yeah.
But my question for you is still, is that ever going to come back?
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. Like, what a long friggin' winded answer. I didn't even answer the question. Like a friggin' politician. I don't think it will. I don't think it will because of my time and stuff like that. Like, I started taking that time that I wasn't doing those streams and I put it into like editing videos, and it has helped me make sure that I'm not stressing out about putting out a new video every week. Like I can get a video done with enough time that I'm like, okay, you know, like that's done. I don't have to like stress out. And I think sometimes a lot of people may feel that way, especially if they set a schedule for themselves, and which I have. You know, I'm like Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern time. You know, like that's my premiere every week. And so I'm like, okay, I need to have a video ready by then. And so, you know, I would take just the Saturdays to say, okay, let me edit, you know, let me focus on what I need to do too. So it's been beneficial for me in that sense. Like maybe it's kind of selfish on my part, but, you know, I felt like I was trying to do something that was positive, like in helping people learn about other scam baiters. And I felt like sometimes like in the chats, there were comments made by people that were kind of crapping on other baiters. And I didn't want to give people that kind of platform either. You know what I mean? Like to come in and, you know, that's not what that whole thing was for. So I was just like, you know what? No, I'm done with that. Like, you know, I know there's really great baiters out there, but I'm like, I just don't want to contribute or be part of like any like infighting or issues that people may be having with each other. You know, like I try to be as, you know, I try to be good with everyone. You know, if they're good to me, like I'm obviously going to be good to them. So yeah,
for sure. And we totally understand that 100%. But it was a lot of fun. I used to look forward to it on Saturday night. You know, like kind of hanging out without, you know, it was like a casual fun thing. And then like, you know, that was when Take and I were real small, because that was like literally 1 year ago right now. So this was back in August. We had, you know, around 100 subs. So we were like super excited. We were always hoping that one of us would win because we were going to pick the other one. So it was fun.
You had the system rigged.
Yeah.
I think I only won once or twice. Or no, I didn't win at all. I got picked once or twice, but CJ won a couple times. Right, CJ?
Yeah. I think I won twice and I picked you, yeah.
But it was nice because Dayo would say, okay, well, Take a Glass is at, you know, 110. Let's see if we can get him close to 150, or, you know, things like that. So
And then, of course, it's the same thing. Some of the people did sub to me, and then they left me comments like, "Why would you say that stupid question?" to somebody, and I was like, "Oh my goodness," because I'm not for everybody, of course, but that's on me. I mean, it was just funny that some people said, they went there because Dayo said go there, but then they listened to me, and they were like, "What am I doing here?" Whoops. So, yeah. But. So you have that going on in the past, and obviously, CJ and I owe you a tremendous amount of gratitude for getting us to the next level. Even if it was like 30 subs back, over a couple days, it was important to get exposure, and I mean you did that for us, and plus so many other baiters. The other thing that I wanted to ask you about that I knew you were involved is the TextNow thing. Like I kind of was out of it that week, and I didn't really follow up on things as much. But I know that you were meeting with TextNow. Am I correct?
Yeah. So I'm still reporting to TextNow. There hasn't been any meeting that has happened since then, actually, which is kind of unfortunate. Partly due to me being busy out of town, all this other kind of stuff too, and just life. But I do. I have noticed actually that some of the TextNow numbers get forwarded to TextNow. They're not actually TextNow numbers. They're numbers that scammers are using to forward to TextNow. And so, in the past, I've reported to TextNow, and then they just come back and say this isn't one of our numbers. And so I've had to for lack of a better way of saying it, I've had to veto some of those. But CJ is actually really good at providing me with TextNow numbers, and so every time that she gives me those, I make sure that I get those in and report them to them so that they could take them down and make it harder. Yes, they have to go through the trouble of creating a new email or whatever. It just doesn't take very long, but still
it's something. And if they're in the middle, and if they're in the middle of some kind of long scam, it could potentially save that person, like if they didn't write their number down or whatever, they only have it saved in there and then they can't log in again. It could potentially. So
I should probably just rewind for a second because I mentioned TextNow and we just talked about it a little bit, but to the average person who's I think not really familiar with scambaiting, and sometimes maybe people that are kind of watching a lot of scambaiting videos don't really maybe understand the TextNow problem. So maybe we'll explain. TextNow is a free service. It's not just for scammers, but it seems like everybody I know with a TextNow number is a scammer, except maybe one or two people.
I have the TextNow number. What you saying? Yeah. What you trying to say about me?
But no, I know there's people in chat right now going, I have TextNow. Yeah, and I'm so sorry. I just can't name all the people that I know with TextNow. But, is that why you're kind of have been reporting numbers to them? Do they know that there's a problem with scammers all using TextNow?
Yeah, they know. But, it's... All right, so... having the conversation that I had with the people from TextNow, it's a very small percentage of people that are using TextNow maliciously. And so the way that they've looked at it is kind of like, it's not really a problem. It's not really a problem that they want to put a whole lot of effort into. The one lady was just like, if I see a suspicious email address, like an address that I know is fake, then she goes like, well, yeah, we'll shut that number down ASAP, and I was trying to work with them and say listen, what about based on the device that they're using? What about based on the IP address that it's using? What about on, the text history? What about if you scrub the text messages where it says gift cards, or if it says get this gift card, or, they could put certain parameters in there that would help, and they were like, oh, okay, yeah, that's an idea. And I said, we have ideas, ways that we can help your company, I'm pissed because they're a Canadian company. At least they have Canadian origins, and they have head offices in Waterloo and in San Francisco. So, I went down to the head office to go see who I could talk to. There was no one there, and that kind of like irked me, and I made a video about it, and I guess it got their attention to the point where we could have that conversation, and I could say, hey, what can we do to help? You know what I mean? And again, it's just kind of like, well, keep reporting the numbers and make sure you tell people to block the numbers. And I'm like, yeah, but on your end, like, is there nothing you could add into like? But you get frustrated with companies like that, man, and it's the same thing with YouTube. They have a bot problem, right? And it doesn't seem like they're doing like a whole lot, right? So
yeah, we get that bot in our streams every day now. Well, today we didn't. But so, I mean, your idea was, I think that was one of the best ideas. I don't know, and they never heard that idea before, I guess. Like scrubbing for text messages. I mean, because I have a bunch of different phones, and they all have TextNow on them, and all of them get the same calls just about at the same time every day. And if I look at the text messages, it's an Amazon text message. You're being charged for an iPhone. Call this number. And that can be alleviated just by them looking for keywords like Amazon and gift cards, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And do you think that do you need to follow up with them on that, or did they just kind of blow you off when you brought that up? I mean, that seems like it's an easy fix, I would think.
Yeah, I think that was
anyway.
Yeah, I think that was part of the second meeting. Like, I was gonna go into more detail on like suggestions and stuff that we could do, that suggestions that I would bring to help them with their service and that they could do. But that meeting hasn't happened, and so which reminds me, I should email that lady and kind of see if I could set something else up again on Zoom with them and kind of go from there. But for the most part, I mean, I think a lot of these companies, on YouTube Studio, you can go into your YouTube Studio and you could literally block certain words from showing up in your what's it called, posts, right? You can hide certain comments or certain blocked words. Like, those are the kind of things that I think that they could do in their thing to find who this is a scam number. Just look at the message, Now it's a catch-22, because then someone says, well, then that means they're reading your messages, right? And so then there's a privacy issue there for people, right? And so it's kind of like, it's a free service. I mean, what do you expect, right?
Yeah,
You shouldn't
be read them anyway.
Yeah,
it's
you shouldn't.
Not like everybody that works at the company's not going to read a message here and there. I mean, they have access to it.
Right.
So if that's part of the job, but I get it. It's invasion of privacy, people might say, or things like that. But I mean, I'm just curious, because it's like, we hear different figures, and I don't know if anybody really knows the true number, the dollar amount that goes over to India in scams. I mean, sometimes you hear $1 billion from America. Sometimes you hear 2 or 3 a year. I'm talking. I mean, that's a huge amount. What do you think how much would it lessen if they just banned TextNow and they couldn't use it anymore? Do you think it would be just I mean, not that that's going to happen, of course, but do you think that if that did happen, or if the scammers couldn't use TextNow for whatever reason, would they have it just a different way, or a way that would not be as effective? I mean, I would think that would save millions of dollars. No?
I think scammers will find another way. Like, just in general, they'll just find another way. Do I think it would save people a lot of money? Yeah, same thing. I don't know the exact figure. I think a lot of scams go unreported. Yeah. And so, like, a lot of victims don't report because of how they feel. Like, some of them feel a lot of shame that they were scammed. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know exactly what the figures are. We just know that it happens, and it's a lot of money, right? We know that it's a large sum of money. Like, based on what we see when we're listening to scammers and reports that sometimes can come to you. You can kind of see, like, wow, $30,000. They wanted us to wire $30,000. Like, that's a large amount of money. right, on the daily, they could add up for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like I can't remember if it was Western Union or something. I can't remember what exactly it was, but it was banned in Nigeria, right? Like Nigerians have no access to a certain platform. I can't remember what it is.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
We had Pleasant Green on maybe a couple of weeks ago, and he was trying to legit send money to somebody in need in Nigeria, and they wouldn't let him.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think it was Western Union. It was either Western Union or MoneyGram, but you're right on the money there.
Yeah, he's banned from Western Union.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
hurt the good guy, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I think it was a positive thing that Western Union did in like saying, "Hey, we're just going to limit this, and you can blame these bad people." We'd love to make our service available in your country, but you've got too many bad people that are doing bad things with our service, so we're going to limit your availability or the availability of our product or our service there. So I could see that being, it's not going to happen with TextNow, man. There's 1.4 billion people in India, and then there's other places throughout the world that scammers use TextNow, right? So it's not just India, right? So I don't
really think that was the answer. I mean, it wouldn't really be fair to the, 1.3 billion people that are great citizens. Why should they suffer? I get it. I was just trying to figure out if the scammers couldn't use TextNow, how much would it really save? Because it seems like they can get a TextNow every second if they want, and it's so frustrating.
Yeah, I think short term it would help a lot of people, but long term, as soon as they figure out a new method, it would come back.
Right.
In the short term, they'd be like, okay, TextNow is gone. So now we need another way. Let's find another way, and they'd find another way, and then they'd be right back up to where it's at, I think, or more.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, there's got to be. I don't know. I totally agree that I wish there was something that we could do, but again, to me, and I feel like Pleasant Green agrees with me on this. I could be wrong, but I feel like when him and I talked about it, he agreed. Rating is amazing. Getting their phone number shut down, amazing. Like wasting their time reporting the bank accounts, amazing. But it all, like the number one thing we can do is just teach people not to fall for it. Then they're constantly having to change scams, having to change techniques. If we could just get it to the point where so many people are aware of the scams that are going on now that very few fall for them, then people will not bother to do them as much.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
awareness is definitely the most effective way, I think, at this point.
Yeah, you have to. I used to have this saying that I'd always say is like each one teach one. So it's like, once you learn about how that works, then teach someone that like a loved one or a friend, and the law. I guess the law of exponential numbers or whatever would kick in at some point, and people would just make it more of their conversation. But like recently, there is a. I'm trying to remember what it was called. Sorry, I'm kind of looking for it real quick here. There's a site that's put on by Amazon called protectconnect.com, and it is amazing. Like it talks about how to beware of a phishing attempt, changing your password, and how to protect people from cyber criminals who try to take your information by impersonating big companies. And it's done in video format, and it's really, really good. Joe Scambait shared that with us, and so I was looking at it earlier today, and just have a bunch of stuff on frequently asked questions. I just don't think they talk about it enough to have people know about these things. They even have a quiz like, how well do you know your online security?
Cool.
Yeah,
that sounds.
And Amazon puts that out.
Yeah, man. Done by Amazon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean that's great. I mean, I don't think Amazon does enough on their own website
And so that's great news to. I mean, they don't do enough to spread awareness. I think they could be doing more, but so that's great news to hear that they're sponsoring something or doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then what was that called?
It's called protectconnect.com.
Protectconnect.com. See, I've never even heard of it.
Yeah. I just shared it with you like in the chat.
Oh, cool.
So you can when you get a
Share
chance
it.
you can look at it. It's
Yeah.
really good. It's really good.
We'll link it in chat too while we're talking to you, people that are listening.
I just think like I tweeted about this to Amazon and I was like, okay, like everyone should be watching these, but I'm like, Amazon, you need to be better at like making this like more visible, man. Like of all I think Joe Scambait saw it like in an ad or something like that, and so of all things to see it in, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, like you got to make this way more visible, way more visible, because this is valuable information.
Right. For sure. And they have the resources and stuff to make it more visible, unlike us, like we're doing the best we can on the very limited, what we have. It's funny because my dad said to me like that he watched us at the People's Call Center. Then the other day we were watching some of the videos from Saturday and he's like, why is the government not sponsoring you all to do this? And I'm like, I don't know. Why aren't they?
Yeah.
Why aren't they doing it more of it themselves? So it's just kind of like us with limited resources are doing the best we can and have to hope that the people that have the companies and stuff that have the resources will step up eventually.
Yeah, I once approached the Canadian anti-fraud center, and what the guy told me is he just said like we just don't have the budget. Our budget is cut by the government, and we only are allowed to do certain things, and it's basically just on the website. And he goes, aside from that, like, we can't. He's like, I have like 2 people working here with me. That's it. Like for all of Canada at the Canada Anti-Fraud Center, just like 3 people, trying to protect people. I'm like, oh my gosh, man. And he's like, yeah, it's really sad. But again, it's the priority. It's definitely, maybe I don't know what needs to happen for governments to kind of like snap out of it, wake up. I've seen people suggest things like putting tariffs on imports from other countries until they fix their cybersecurity issues or they're scamming from their country. You put a tariff on that country saying like, hey, if you want to import stuff into our country, you have to pay a 1% tariff, for example. I thought someone wrote on one of my comments, and maybe that's a lot of money, for a country to like lose. So they might be like, okay, we need to crack down on this a lot more because we don't want these tariffs or something along those lines. You know what I mean? I really don't know. I don't know. There's
so much more that we don't know. And I mean, because I always used to say we need a politician or somebody who's in charge. I mean, that makes decisions, that has cojones, that will say to different countries where this happens, we're not giving you any more aid, any more protection until you fix this problem. Obviously, to me, this is all I see, and it's a big problem, but there's so many other things that go into it, with different agreements and different, it's a bigger problem than just the scammers. Right. There's more that goes on that we don't see between each country. So I know what I would do if I was a big time politician, because the scammers drive me nuts, but obviously there's other things that they're dealing with, and we see this as a huge problem because we're aware of it, and maybe they are aware of it, but they still want that money from the other side because of different types of deals and things like that. So it's like I would wish that it's that simple to do stuff like that. I mean, I really do. I think it's going to take somebody at the top for them to get scammed before anything really starts happening politically, and different tariffs, and just my opinion.
But I think once it hits home, it's not like, oh, well, it's happening to other people. That's a shame. It's when it happens to them or their loved ones and they're in a position that they can do something, I think then they'll do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And so, you were going to ask him, too, if he has any insight on the Wenja situation.
Well, yeah, obviously everybody loves Wenja, and he was demonetized very abruptly the other day. It was a shock to him. He said he was getting ready to put out a video. He had the title of the video, and then it went into a very sad story of them demonetizing him. I'm still confused. I think he's confused. But we're a little selfish in our wanting to know, just because we have a stream and we love to play new baiters. And it sounds like they were getting him for reusing content or something like that. And I don't want to misspeak in case I don't know everything. But can YouTube, and will they demonetize you if you play certain videos again and again and again?
Okay, so reused content on YouTube is really interesting. So let me back up a bit. Do I have inside knowledge and stuff? I don't. With regards to Wenja, I don't. I saw what happened to him, and my heart broke because I was like, freaking YouTube, man. They're like Thanos, man. Just boom.
Right.
I think the majority of the people that are Wenja fans obviously are Dayo fans, and I think, how could you not think of Dayo when you're watching that video? And they demonetize somebody unjustly. That's what I think a lot of people were thinking.
Well, I don't know, but I just knew with there is a positive as far as the way he's allowed to appeal. I think I wish I had that way to appeal. But with reused content, I think, first of all, I don't think he has reused content. I think reused content would be something along the lines of, let's say, for example, I post. So let's say, for example, I posted my very first Scambait video, right, which was that radio station, and then I just grabbed that clip again and uploaded it again and just try to change the title to it. To me, that's reused content, right? I didn't add anything to it. I didn't add any commentary to it. I didn't, change any presentation of the video at all to it. It was just like re-uploading the exact same clip and just trying to change the name to it. You know what I mean? I think YouTube, their algorithm picks something up like that or whatnot. I personally have never seen that with Wenja, so I don't understand. I think he's also really confused by what the heck they're talking about because he doesn't know how they could have done that. People could look at you doing a live scambaiting stream on YouTube, and then you take a clip of that and you post it as its own video. YouTube may look at that and say, well, this is repurposed content or reused content because you've already done this content. You know what I mean? So in that sense, you have to really look through the YouTube terms of service and the agreements and everything that you kind of have posted on. I think he'll get his monetization back. I'm really hopeful for it anyway, because I think he can prove that he hasn't reused content. I think it's very easy for him to prove that. You know what I mean? Like, tell me where I would have reused this from. There's no copyright. There's no copyright claims. There's no copyright strikes. There's nothing that would indicate that he is reusing content, and they give him the option to reply or to appeal through video.
Right.
Like, I am dying to be able to do that. I was tweeting Twitter tweeting freaking YouTube saying like, can I please reply to you guys via a video clip? And they just said, well, show us how you get to your monetization tab. We want to see that clip. So I showed it to them and they're like, oh yeah, so then you would have gotten the email that tells you how to appeal. And I'm like, you friggin' punks.
Yeah.
But Wenja has the ability to show, through his analytics and all that kind of stuff. Like, they give him the video appeal format, which is great. I think he could do a lot with that.
See, I kind of took it a different way. I thought maybe they were saying Again, unfairly, I'm not saying that it was justified, but I took it like they were saying that his videos are all too similar. Like he's using a template, and you're not allowed to use a template to create videos because they don't want you basically, I guess they don't want you to make like the same thing over and over and over, and you keep getting more and more, you keep getting money, and you're just putting out the same thing. Like you're not supposed to follow a template. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what it says. And that's what I took it when I read, I don't know, I read something about reuse content one part of it was using a template. So I thought maybe that they think he's using a template for his content because it does follow the same format.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that's it. I'm just saying how my very, very unknowledgeable brain thought about that when I read, because I read part of it from YouTube, like a section of it I sent it to Take, where it talks about how having a template, or again, like you said, putting up content and not changing it, that's been used before. But also, you're not allowed to follow a template when you create content. Like it says, hold on, I'll tell you exactly what it says. It says, templated, mass-produced, or programmatically generated content. So
a lot of scambaiters would have to be very careful because a lot of the content starts off in a similar way.
Right. So if all of his videos follow some template, I wonder if that's what triggered it. Again, I am not saying that I'm that it's okay, because all of his videos are different. It's not like he reuses calls. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he does use a lot of the same graphics, and he does follow the same format. So I'm wondering if that triggered it.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not sure.
It's tough because if you want to have your trademark, like I had a shark that Lisa made up for me. It's not safe to go back in the water, and if I use the same picture 10 times in a row, because my stuff's just about the phone call, it's not really about the graphics, but I'm using the same picture. I mean, they could probably get mad at me. I would think, right, based on that definition.
And it says similar repetitive. Sorry, I was just going to say, and it says similar repetitive content, which none of us think Wenja fits there. But if they're just using a computer algorithm, not a person, to weed this out, a computer might think that,
Yeah, that's true. That's interesting to me because, every single, I would say most of my videos have my, Dayo, why you have done such a thing? Intro, right? And so it's are we not supposed to have that? Because it's it's in every video kind of thing. It's like a templated, I guess you could say.
A lot of big YouTubers have that though. They have their own theme song for their show.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's what are they going to crack down on? People aren't going to be able to create content and have these great podcasts that they do, where they have this great intro, like your song, for instance, or there's a lawyer channel I watch, and it starts off the same way every single time. Welcome to Coffee and Cursey Words, I think she says. It's the exact same intro every time. But I mean, where do you draw the line? I don't know. And we don't know for sure if this is what it is.
Yeah, I would
think that's very difficult to do.
Yeah, I wonder if he could show in his video appeal, if he does a video appeal, which is the way that I would, if I was him, I would 100% do a video appeal, and I would say, this is how I make my videos. I have a phone call that I did with a scammer, and then I introduce the phone call that I had with the scammer. I put my introduction to my video with the scammer. And then I have this image to go with this clip, this to go with this to go with that. That's how I make my videos, right? So, each call is different. Each call is not the same. And just kind of explain, plead his case, I guess you could say. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, so my next question in this would be, when you were doing your show that we talked about, the one that you had on Saturday nights, you would play, I don't know, sometimes up to 10 videos from different baiters, each one. You never got into trouble for that? Like, are you allowed to play other people's stuff?
I did get into trouble for that, actually.
Well, I remember there was one time, but it was a copyright thing because it was a bot that picked it up because that person didn't want you to play their stuff. But assuming that everybody gave you permission, were you okay? Like, from other baiters, like, you could play my stuff. I'm small time. Who am I going to complain to? I'm like, wow, I'm on Dayo. Great. Would YouTube get mad at you for that though?
No, I don't think so. Like, there's like fair use and for me, the way that I was using fair use is, I would, first of all, it was a randomized thing of like how people decided, what channel to go to and which video. They picked the video. I made sure that we didn't watch the entire video, only like a small clip of it. And then I would tell people to like go to that channel, and I would, sometimes I would take my time and like discuss like the way that they did it and that kind of thing. So I added commentary to it.
Right.
So I think in that sense it was safe. With the one that I was flagged for, that's because they use like a, what do you call it? Like an agency, and the agency is searching, for the content, like music. Yeah, like how music is done, right? So in that sense, they just put in a claim, you know what I mean? And then after a certain amount of days, the claim goes away, and that's it, So yeah, I hoped that I wouldn't get like a copyright claim or something or a strike from like someone that I was trying to showcase on my on my stream, if that makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if they did, I would have like understood, and I would have just been like, all right, cool, like, that's fair. I'm not, I won't, talk about you again then, no problem.
I mean, it's
Right.
you're trying to help people. You're not getting anything out of it. It's not your choice. You're giving your viewers what they're asking for. And then also the other thing is, I mean, you can get away with it, I would think, like you said, commentary, and I think when CJ sent me that thing, educational. Like, I mean, any of the videos that we put out and we talk about, it's for education, right? I mean, we're spreading awareness. So I would think that we would definitely be left alone playing other people's videos.
Right. So if for example, if someone says that they send you a copyright strike where they want to take you to court for fair use or whatever, there's basically four factors, I guess you could say, of fair use. And I'll quickly, I guess, run through these. One is the purpose and character of the use, including whether the use is of commercial nature or is for nonprofit educational purposes. So if it's transformative, meaning whether the use adds new expression or meaning to the original material, or whether it just merely copies from the original. So, like taking Michael Jackson's exact song, singing it exactly like how Michael Jackson sang it, that doesn't transform it, if that makes sense, right?
Right.
But like if I took a Michael Jackson song and I sang it a cappella, slowed it down like a whole lot, I've transformed that material, right? It's not the exact same work. Let's see. Using material from primarily factual works is more likely to be fair use than using purely fictional works. The amount of sustainability of the portion used in relation to the copyright work as a whole. So borrowing small bits of material from an original work is more likely to be considered fair use than borrowing large portions. Sometimes even a small sampling may weigh against fair use, though. And then number 4 is uses that harm the copyright owner's ability to profit from their original work. So in my case, I was sending people to people's channels, right? So if anything, I was trying to see if, in a sense, you could look at it and say, I was actually trying to help that person profit, if that makes sense.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. So in that case, I would have been protected by fair use, the fair use laws.
Oh, okay.
So
that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and like let's say, okay, you have a great video out there, and it's you're baiting PCH, and we're trying to discuss PCH scams, and we want to spread awareness. Can we show your video and say, okay, well, we're going to look at a video right now of the PCH scammers and somebody who's baiting them, and we're talking about it. I mean, that can be educational, right? So we wouldn't ever get into trouble.
Yeah, you could. And like, okay, I'll give you I think this is probably the perfect example. So, Papa Monkey, asked me, hey, I'd love to animate one of your calls, right? And I was like, all right, cool. And he's like, his suggestion was, I'd like for both of us to post the exact same video on our channels, and just kind of, because your audience may not know who I am, my audience may not know who you are, and they may not know the style of how you bait, and also my style of animation. I was like, yeah, cool, we can, it win-win, right? Both of us win-win. The thing that I mentioned to him was, hey, so I have a concern. And he's like, what's the concern? And I just said, my concern is just that, like, I'm gonna post the exact same video that you're posting. It's the exact same video, so could YouTube come back and say, like, I just used your video on my channel? And he goes, well, here. And it's like, he's like, I'm giving you permission to use my video on your channel, right? So he's like, so if they ever come back to you, we have this proof between the two of us, that we have an agreement, that we've agreed that it is permissible between the two of us. And I was like, all right, sounds good. Because he's like, you did the bait, I did the animation. So you own the work, I own the animation. So then he's like, when you post it on your channel, you own the bait, but I own the animation, and vice versa on his channel, right? So like, it made sense. It makes sense to me. So I was like, all right, sounds good. And I said, do you mind if I like add like a little bit of an intro to mine and stuff? He's like, no, go for it. And so then, that to me, I was like, okay, because if I change it at least somewhat in that sense, like adding an intro, adding an outro, that kind of thing, then I felt a little bit more at ease with that. And so, that's kind of like what we did.
And it worked? You didn't have any issues?
No issues.
Cool. Well, there you go. Give me some of your material. So I could change the picture, and then just kidding.
Hold on, start every video with go ahead, please.
Yeah.
Change it up a little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, well, that's super interesting. It's just hard to know what to do, because, like, I honestly, my heart wants to make sure I'm following all the rules. I prefer to just sleep well at night. but then it's just, I've heard so many stories of you and other people where it's just like, boom, no warning, just boom. And they don't give you a chance to fix it. Whatever the problem was, there's no chance to fix it. There's no chance to justify yourself. So it's very terrifying.
Yeah, the one thing I will say, and this is what I noticed with Wenja's video as well, this is the scary part, is they want you to fix it, but they don't exactly tell you what to fix.
Right.
Right? So they'll say we found, like for Wenja, we found blah 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 of reused content. Didn't give him any examples of where.
Right.
Didn't tell him like exactly how that applied to his channel. It was just like a blanket statement. You may appeal this. With me, invalid click activity. Okay, on what video?
Right.
Or where, like, what does this mean in, can you give me context? No, we can't tell you, because if we tell you, then you could circumvent our detection systems. Like, yeah, really, that's what I want to do. No, you idiots, I want to fix my freaking issue so I can have my monetization back. Just like Wenja is probably thinking the exact same thing. These dumb mopes, right? So he's, like, they're very vague. They're not. I wish YouTube was way more clearer on what to fix.
Right.
Yeah, that's so frustrating to me when someone can get on your case that you did something wrong, but they don't tell you what you did.
Right.
So it's just that's ridiculous to me. Uh, I mean, like you might know how to go into your studio and find out that you had all these views for 2 minutes and it comes from a different country or whatever, but the average person couldn't do that. I mean, you took it further. Maybe you were forced to learn. I don't know the exact situation, but I know that I can do very minimal stuff in my studio. I would get so frustrated. So I mean, I feel so bad that Wenja has to deal with that vagueness that they just sprung upon him.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
So we wish him well, and hopefully
Yeah,
he'll be
hopefully.
back. And but you said he can appeal it in a different way than when you had options.
Right.
Is that because it's a different violation in their mind, or is it that they got a little bit easier now to deal with since you went through it?
So that's a good question. They basically told me that some creators have the ability to, like, basically the way it's almost sounded like some chosen creators have the ability to reply or appeal via video format. And it all depends when you go into your monetization tab on YouTube what they say. So mine just says, like, we've emailed you, so here's fill up the form, right? So I have to fill up the form and submit it. But he's got the chance to do it via video. I would personally, I would rather do a video appeal, because then I can speak to YouTube as I'm explaining what I saw, what I believe was the issue, if that makes sense, right?
Right.
So I can kind of like defend myself. It's so much easier to defend yourself like talking like this and explaining it in a video format where you can have like provide your evidence, whereas for me, I appeal, they ask the questions, I have only like 500 characters to answer that question in, and it doesn't even allow me to provide like a link to anything, like an external, like to like a video or anything like that. Like there's no way I can provide anything to it. So it's like, for me, that's frustrating. But I think in his case, like he's got a good appeal method that he could use if he chooses to.
Mm-hmm. It sounded like he was going to do that from the video, but
Yeah.
So
yeah. But I think the good thing for him is, like, he's not making any irrational decisions, off the cuff. I think he's taking some time to like process. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a smart thing to do too, is to take the time to process it and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. After a while, like, I've done, I think I'm going on my 4th appeal, and each time it gets denied. So, for me, I kind of like lose my patience a little bit more with that kind of stuff. So when I'm like tweeting at YouTube, I'm a little bit more like in your face. Mm-hmm. Like, you guys are ridiculous. You know what I mean? Versus like
times.
Hi, I was wondering if you could help me with this issue that I seem to be having. Like.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see you being like, forget you at this point.
Yeah, YouTube's tough.
Yeah.
4 times.
Yeah. You know what? The thing, I don't mind. Personally, I don't mind the ad revenue being gone. Like myself, like I never even looked at that stuff. You know what I mean? It was the live streaming, the fact that I could have memberships to my channel, the fact that people, if people wanted to send a super chat, that they could,
Yeah.
like
Mm-hmm.
that was, I don't understand why that's tied to AdSense, because it's people are choosing to become members to your channel, right? It's not like they're not, I don't know, like the AdSense stuff is stuff YouTube is doing, right? So I don't know, like it just, that was frustrating to me. I was just like, fine, get rid of the AdSense, that's fine. Like, let me keep my members, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let me keep like the ability to like live stream on YouTube and like be able to, have people who want to support the channel be able to support, instead of you make people go off platform and make it a little bit harder for people. It's kind of sucks.
I mean, and it's really hurting them monetarily if they don't let you have memberships and super chats, isn't it?
I guess, but it's helping them because they could still run ads on your videos and make the money from that.
They can definitely make money still like that and not pay you
Mhm.
any of it, but the ads revenue is usually a lot smaller than I would think a lot of the people that support you that would be members or super chats.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, YouTube takes fees. So, but yeah, I've been seeing more and more now smaller channels. I haven't seen it on mine yet, although I don't really watch my videos back, but I can't monetize just because of a disability issue. So, I mean, in listening to all this nonsense, I would be going crazy. And obviously, I'm very, you know, a lot of bad language, a lot of, you know, I don't play by any of the rules. So I'm surprised I still have a channel, to be honest with you. But so I'm happy I'm not monetized just for that reason. But it does hurt you because you don't get, you know, you get buried when you meet the thresholds. I noticed to be monetized when you have over 1,000 subs and you have 4,000 hours and you choose not to monetize. I'm going from I used to get 800 views on a video to 400. So I do know that I think they do promote the people that are monetized a little bit more. But I would definitely think that as of right now, I'm seeing more people with smaller channels. Their ads are playing, like they're not monetized, but YouTube's still putting commercials into their videos a lot more than they used to, is what I've noticed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And like I said earlier, I can understand that. I do understand and I don't understand. There has to be a balance because we use YouTube for free. It's unlimited storage. They have to make money off of us somehow. You can't expect them to make zero money off of us. But at the same time, they can't, what's the word? Not violate. What's the word? I can't think of the word, but take advantage of us to the point where they're not, if we're making them a lot of money, that they're not sharing that either. There has to be a balance there, I think. People just want the YouTube to get all the money from YouTube, and we, you know what I mean? They don't want YouTube to make any money. They have to make some money, you know.
Yeah, of course.
But, so there has to be a balance there. And to me, Wenja getting just a measly $300 is, that's nothing compared to what he deserves. So he deserves a lot more than that. So something's wrong there, and hopefully he can get it fixed, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there is no YouTube without creators, right? There's no platform if people are not uploading videos. So, you know, but yeah, there's a lot of really positive things that I'm grateful for. Storage, you know, basically free storage. You could upload as much crap as you want on here, and you know, they store it. You know, it's really good in that sense. So yeah, there's, you know, a give and take a glass of water, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's been it's been super great talking to you, but I'm starting to get sleepy.
Me too.
But thank you. What's that?
You're gonna leave me all by myself?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, I'll just talk for another hour by myself. No, I'm getting tired too. But I mean, is there anything that we need to know about Dayo that we might not have covered? I mean, it's your second time with us. We talk a lot, all three of us, about different things. Is there anything that we didn't cover that you want to plug or shout out or anything like that?
No, I just, you know, I think for all the scambaiters that are in the chat and all that kind of stuff, and those people who follow and support scambaiting channels and all that kind of stuff, I think, you know, don't be discouraged, you know, by the views or the subscriber counts. I think that, you know, I think some people I think CJ, I think there was a point where you're at one point where you were just like, I'm done. You know, like I'm gonna quit. You know, like
Yeah, that's happened to me several times actually.
yeah, you know,
Almost every day.
yeah. Just don't be discouraged. You know, like keep doing your thing. We need you in the fight against these scammers, and you know, not just we like as scambaiters, but like the general public needs more people to help make more people aware. And you know, oftentimes I get people ask me all the time, is like, what can I do to help? And I always will say the same thing. It's like, if you find something like a video that's helpful to you or that's useful to you, that you've learned some stuff that you think is valuable for other people, make sure you share that on like every social media platform that you have, so that you get more eyes on it. And it's not just to help that person who made the video, but it's also to help the person who is going to watch that video. Because again, you know, the awareness is key. Awareness is everything. If the more aware that people become, the less likely they are to fall for a scam. And the less likely they are to fall for a scam, the less money that scammers will make, and the less success that they'll have. And you know, they'll switch to a different type of scam, right? Like we saw that's what happened with the social security scam, the CRA scam, all these scams. They went away because people caught on. And people, you know, these scammers were like, crap, we're not having as much success, so it wasn't as profitable for them to continue with them. And that's what it is. It's because of awareness. It's because of exposure. You know, talk to your local what do you call it, like your legislative body, or I was gonna say your congresswoman, congressman. You know, message them, like be like a pillar of light, you know, for what we do, because I think it's important for as many people to really know like what's up.
Right. Totally agree.
Awesome.
And also, if you don't mind, I'll just add something to that. Another thing that everyone can do that's not happening in this community is just be kind to each other. If we would just be kind to each other, I understand that there's groups within the group, but I personally will never and have never bashed any other scam baiter on air, nor have I ever discouraged anybody from watching any other scam baiter. So if we would just all be kind to each other, just let people watch who they want to watch, and just treat everybody with respect, it would help the whole community, because there are people that are frustrated with the dynamic that's going on here, and they end up quitting. And then that's not what we want, because we want more people in the fight, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So if we could just all try to be kind to each other, and I know that the ones that I'm talking to are the exact people that would never aren't the ones that need the reminding, but still, if we could just be kind to everyone, it would really go a lot further with this cause, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
In my opinion.
Wow, beautiful. Well said.
Yeah, not that anyone's gonna be like, oh, let me change now from that speech, but gotta give it a try.
I'll end it by naming 5 people that. No, I'm just kidding.
No, don't do that.
I would never do that. I'm with CJ. It doesn't matter who hates us, who has drama. We'll never bash another baiter.
Yeah.
The people don't need to know what happens between people's personal things. I mean, a lot of them, if not all of them, have great content, and everybody should be supported. We're all in this together.
Yeah, I'm gonna start a new channel. It's gonna be called Baiter Basher, and it's gonna be the one where I just like rip on every single scam baiter that I dislike and just totally tear them down, because that's exactly what the world needs, right? Like,
you have to let me co-host that.
No. But speaking of that, you said if I had anything else, I think there will come a point where I will be back to live streaming on YouTube. Probably not on my channel, but on like a separate channel altogether. So I'll make sure that I let people know what that is when it's ready to go. If I do it, if I decide to live stream on a channel, so that way, hopefully people go check it out as well, and who knows.
Yeah, that would be
What
amazing.
day
Well,
do
just
you
tell
on
us.
Twitch? You said it before. I forgot.
Up until for the remaining of the week, or the remainder of August, on Wednesdays and Fridays, but starting September it'll have to be Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Tuesdays and
Around
Thursdays.
around 1 p.m. ish Eastern time.
1 p.m. is
And then, we'll definitely we'll plug your link in our stream. I'm sure everybody that watches us already knows you, of course. But in case we can get you one more follower, then that would be a victory for us. It would be great to give back to you, who gave us so much in the beginning.
That'd be lovely.
Yes,
Yeah.
that would be lovely.
Yeah, that'd be lovely. It'd be delicious.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Well, we definitely love you, and thank you so much for ending season 1 with Dayo. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to having you back on season 2.
Congrats, guys, on the
Yeah.
success of the show. I think it's phenomenal. Keep it going, and I hope that the support keeps growing for it. I think it's such a great asset to the Scambaiting community.
Thank you so much. We'll be back.
Thank you so much for saying
We'll
that.
be season 2 premiere. We'll have pierogies. So we're ending with the great and starting the next one with the great.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, where do you go from there? I think we're done.
Yeah.
We're done after the next show. We're ending good and starting good,
Yep, for sure.
and then we'll end. What
Yeah.
else is there to do at that point? No, we'll
Yeah.
keep going. We'll get Mike Tyson and Britney Spears on soon enough.
Well, thank you,
All
buddy.
right, Dayo.
Love you.
Thanks so
All right,
much,
y'all.
man.
Thanks,
Love
guys.
you.
Bye.
See you guys. All right.
Left team viewer setup.
Yes, sir. Okay. Give a double click
Yeah.
on that and try to open that file. Okay.
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 Hey, y'all. Can everyone hear
It's
the
opening.
call?
Okay, sir. Not issues. Let them to
Okay,
download
welcome.
first. Yes.
Welcome to Team Viewer.
Yes. It's a
Oh.
team viewer setup.
Yeah. How would you like to proceed?
Yes.
Default
Given
installation.
Yes. Yes. Default installation. Accept and next. Okay. Give a click on
Okay.
default installation. Accept and next.
You want to allow this app to make changes to your device.
Yes, give and allow. Or they are asking of you run next or giving to the positive things. Okay.
What am I allowing this to do?
No, sir, because this needs help to get that the cancellation ID very soon and the numerical password.
All
Okay.
this is
Yes.
got me. Okay.
Okay. And after now, what did you see on your screen?
It's still downloading.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
This isn't a baiter. This is a live victim. This isn't a baiter. We're listening to a live victim call right now between a
It's a green
scammer and a
color
victim.
it's a green color extracting your file.
No, Tagal's here. Take. They're asking if you're here. He's just on mute right now because he's listening.
Yep.
Not doing. It's
I'm getting a drink at the bakery.
installing.
Okay, so let them to install first. Okay, and very soon you will get the options on the it's a small tiny boxes. Give a check mark on that small tiny boxes and I accept that URL. Okay.
This is
You
a
will get the
live
option
victim.
very soon.
And if it gets to the point where he's about to get scammed, we're going to intercede and try to save him.
First, you have to give a check mark on that small tiny boxes, and after that,
Migo, regreso enseguida. All right.
Man, I don't know.
let
Muchas
them to
gracias.
come first, sir. Let them to come first. Okay, it's very soon. It will be coming up. Let them to.
That Spanish mistake,
Downloading
y'all.
has been completed. And what was the next options come to your screen? Just
Sorry, I
do
thought we
let
were
me
muted.
know.
That's fine. They just heard random Spanish in the back.
What is Team Viewer License Agreement?
Because, sir, I told you this need.
So we're gonna listen, and we're gonna make sure that they don't get scammed, but we don't want to interfere too quickly, because if we make the scammer suspicious that someone's listening, then they're gonna shut down the whole system and restart it somewhere else, and then we won't be able to save anybody. So we're gonna wait to make sure, see if they're about to get scammed. We'll make sure they don't get scammed, but we're gonna wait till they're in danger, because we don't want to make the scammer suspicious and then they scam other people that we can't save.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, correct. Give first. You have give a small tiny boxes. Give a check mark on that small tiny boxes. Then okay.
Okay.
I accept. Yes, and very soon you will get that your cancellation ID and the password. Okay.
Okay, I got that. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Just tell me that your ID, cancellation ID, and the password.
Yeah, I think the victim is suspicious, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I got the cancellation ID.
But I promise that I will do everything I can to start calling him when he's getting close to losing money. We will do the best we can to stop that.
No, sir. Just tell me that your cancellation ID and the password. It's a numerical password.
Oh, man. Just hang on for a second.
He might hang up on his own.
Come here.
That's what we're hoping. Yeah, bring someone else over. We always like it when they bring someone else over, because maybe somebody else will be like, no, this is crazy. Why are you doing this?
All these numbers I've been getting, I wish I would have called you down here. Now, for me to cancel,
Yeah.
Some
Come on,
spam or whatever. I had to go through all this setup, Team Viewer Automatic, and download this Team Viewer. But I have to. Are you still there?
Hello.
Are you still?
Yes, sir. I'm still here.
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
So
for me to get rid of that, somebody accessed my Amazon, and they ordered Windows 11, and this is what I've had to put in. He wants me to download.
Come on, friend. Tell him to hang up. Yeah, come on.
And tell my wife exactly what that is.
Yeah, come on, wife.
They phoned me. This guy phoned me. Yeah.
No. So I have
If it's a
told you,
legit
sir,
potential victim or if it's a baiter.
that she
No, I think it's definitely a victim. I
she's
think
another.
because he wouldn't be pretending to be suspicious if he was
No,
a
that's
baiter.
my wife. My wife.
Your wife is just right beside you?
That's Floppy.
Someone else.
Floppy.
No.
Where is your wife? In front of you, or where she is gone?
No, I'm not going to do this.
Yeah, don't do it, dude. Don't do it.
No, sir, because this will help to you get the cancellation done. So that is the reason, sir. You are almost.
I can't put this. I can't do this. Sorry.
Okay, sir. As
Hang up. Yes. Woo! See, a lot of them do hang up on themselves.
Nice.
Okay, that
was awesome.
Yeah, that chipmunk sound that you heard was Floppy. Let me link her channel here. She's the one that works with Jim Browning, and she's genius, and she can go in and make the scammer sound like a chipmunk or change her voice in some way to the victim, so that the victim will, like they do, just be like, okay, this is definitely a scam. And then get him dang up. Yeah, she's a genius. She's a super sweet person too, just real caring, and she really patiently helped me learn. So let me link her channel there, so y'all jump over and sub to her. She's amazing. She deserves the subs.
Sub her for a while. I don't think I've been on her channel in a long time though.
Yeah,
but
her channel.
when she turns them into chipmunks, the scammer doesn't know how they're sounding, right?
Right. The scammer, I think if I understand correctly, the scammer doesn't know, but to the victim,
that's awesome. That's even better.
Yeah. But to the victim, they sound like a chipmunk, or she did like a Satan sounding voice yesterday where they sounded like Satan. And then the person was like, why do you sound like that? And then the scammer was like what? But it sounded like Satan. Like what? It was really funny. So, she's amazing. So please go over and sub her channel. She does awesome work, and Flappy and I work together on these things. So she's listening as well. She might be watching the stream too, maybe. She could be watching our stream right now, I'm not sure, but we work together on this. We're partners now. She got stuck with me as a partner, which you know what that's like, Take.
I was definitely already subbed to her. I just went to her channel and it said I was subbed, so.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Cool.
So let's listen for a few more minutes. I know Take needs to go. But let's just listen for a few more minutes, see if we can hear any other calls. And in a minute or two, we'll end the stream. And in a couple hours, I'll restart my Twitch stream with this. And tomorrow, I think I'm going to stream in the morning here on YouTube doing this.
With Amazon customer service. This is Zen. How can I help you today?
Well, I don't know. I hear you guys got some scam going. So, how many times do you guys go to the same place?
No, sir. In your hand, there are 5 fingers. Can you tell me that in your hand there are
Why do they say this 5-finger thing all the time?
5 fingers? I got 5 fingers to punch you in the head. How about that? You like that?
No, sir.
Hang on, and
We
I'm
are
taping this too. I'm taping this, so keep.
Yeah, she was. She's watching the stream, I think, Stephanie.
Not issues, sir.
Yeah.
Not issues.
Bye, New Moon. Love you. Why do they use that 5-finger line so much? You have any idea, Take?
I haven't heard that. I guess I don't really give them enough time to try to be witty. I haven't heard that.
Oh, really? I hear that all the time where they always say that. Like, if you say anything about, like, scams in India, they're like, well, 5 fingers aren't the same. I've heard that so many times. I'm like, well, 5 fingers aren't the same, but you are.
Right.
Hi, Jack. How are you?
Jack Pimp here. What's up, man?
Great to see you. Yeah, I do only need the middle one when it comes to the scammer. But that was a good comeback from the guy. He said, well, I have 5 fingers to punch you.
This is amazing. I mean, I would just be playing this all day long. Forget Netflix, forget TV. I would just be listening to this all day long.
Well, you can listen to it on my Twitch in a little few hours. Let me switch lines. Hold on.
वही हम तो बोल रहे कि ईमेल में बस हम ओ भाई इसीलिए डर यारेगा वही तो हम बोल रहे ईमेल में आयशा आयशा Mommy.
Yikes, dude. All right. Well, I know Take needs to go.
No. No.
Yes.
Sorry.
Mommy.
Mommy.
So this is so interesting, but I do want to say goodbye. So I don't know if you can turn it down a little bit and still listen to them. Otherwise, just keep it going if you think you're gonna miss out on saving somebody.
No, I'm actually going to end the stream for a few hours. I'll be up on Twitch very shortly, but don't worry, we'll be watching out for victims. I should be back up on Twitch by 12. And then tomorrow morning, I think I'm going to stream on YouTube here and do this as soon as they're up and running.
Awesome. Yeah, I got to take off just for a car issue that I've been dealing with, and I can only get it in at 11, and it's like 10:15. So I just want to say thank you so much to everybody. It was an amazing 74 shows. We had Dayo that we just talked with last night. Or the night before. I don't even remember because I've been up for days because it's Dayo. So you're going to change your sleeping pattern. But it's just been an amazing ride. It's been a great year. And we're going to be back in 2 weeks. I think you see where we're going. You see this technology that CJ's got right now and all these new friends that we have. I can't wait to come back. So we'll be back in 2 weeks. I love you all. Thanks so much for the love and support. Thank you to all the mods. Thanks to CJ. That's it.
All right, take out.
I'm out. Fermilenge.
Yep, and thank you so much to Kentucky Fried Scambaiters, David, Balaji, Rachel, BB, KRO, Bramble, Alan, Cosmic, Organic, Raz, Eileen, Joy. I might have missed that one earlier. And Job. I'm so sorry. I feel like I missed those ones earlier. Thank you so much, Eileen and Job. And Raz. Thank you guys so much for the super chats today. We really appreciate it. I will be back streaming soon on Twitch, CJ_scams, and we'll be listening to scam call centers today, and then I'll be back tomorrow morning here. I think I'm going to try to stream tomorrow morning on YouTube if I can get it to work and do this here tomorrow. So catch me tomorrow morning. All right, love you guys. We will see you on Twitch in a few hours. Thanks, y'all.
Bye.
You are connected with support. How can I help you?
You're picking up the phone pretending that you want to help people, but you really want to rob them.
I want anyone to understand. Legally and federally, I know what type of time waster you are.
Do you want people to empty their bank account?
Why would you waste my precious time?
We call scammers. And man, they say the dumbest stuff.
Go ahead, please.
Hey, do not call this number again.